Okay, so as they come moving through the undergrowth towards you.
Well,
all right.
Excuse me.
Okay, yeah, so you guys can see them. Average, they are approximately 25 feet from your encampment. Bear in mind, as dense as it is, you really only initially see them as kind of like motion through the different branches of the trees. It's not until they actually get close enough to break into close, fairly close clearings that you're able to see them. Some of them are covered in like brown bark. Some of them are covered from head to foot in moss. They all have creepers and vines wrapped all around their bodies. But all of them have these strange glowing yellow eyes in common. All right, we haven't hit anything yet, so do you guys want to just wing it until we figure out if initiatives are necessary?
Yes.
Sure.
Can I maybe
What's that?
take a look at it and see if I know anything about this? Because
I would honestly, Nudnik would do the same.
All right, so you want to use? I would allow knowledge nature for this.
Okay.
What do you think you're going to utilize, Nudnik? I bloody knew it!
You got a 20.
Natural 20!
See, that's what you get for not believing in the
God.
Satch. Okay, one person voted for Satch.
Got it.
Lizzie Fox, you are rewarded.
Lizzie Fox.
there you go, Blizzy.
Lizzie,
Yay, your first
you
20.
totally deserved getting that because you're the only person that actually had any faith in the Mo. So there you go.
Congrats, Satch.
Yes.
There you go.
You
The
gotta do
job
an
is
award,
gone. You are on the
acceptance speech as
board,
well
buddy.
now.
We'll see you at the second annual 20s Awards, my friend.
Yeah, there's nothing for second place. So there you go. Good job, Satch. Spam those 20s, guys. He is hard work to earn that. So there you go.
I think Satch should do a participation trophy award acceptance speech.
Yeah, he gets
Pull it
like
off,
a
Satch.
medal with a handshake, and that's
Not
it.
even getting nominated. It's just.
As all the other people are leaving the award ceremony, someone just calls out and goes, "Here, man, have this."
I
All
could
right,
Photoshop
okay.
your face on Matt's face for the whole video.
And Nudnik, you got knowledge nature as well. Okay.
Yeah, we're both nature
What
people.
can I tell you guys about this? Okay, well, you recognize that Nudnik, you know them as shamblers.
Ooh, okay.
Physic, you have more of a knowledge of them being known as the shambling mounds. Generally speaking, they are kind of large plant-based creatures. They are living, but they're plant-based. Generally speaking, they're pretty big, not necessarily overly aggressive, but very defensive, plant-like individuals. They don't really have a brain as such, just sensory organs and all that, which is kind of situated in the upper quadrant of their body. This is what Satch would know. Probably Nudnik, you don't know this part.
Got it.
Nudnik, you know that they are incredibly strong, incredibly powerful, and your old orc tribe used to do the best they could to stay away from them, or if they had to deal with them, they would do so with ambushes and make sure that they had superior numbers. You also know that being plant-based, this would be, again, something that Physic would know. They are completely immune to many forces, such as electrical and stuff like that. Because, again, they're just plants, but moving and hostile plants.
Oh, this sucks.
Okay, so that's what you know about them.
What do
You
we
guys are gonna
do?
hate me. I only brought heal spells because I thought we'd still be climbing today.
Well, what are they? Are they dangerous?
Yes.
We are outnumbered. We need to get away. They're going to surround us.
Where? Let's
They
go.
kind of already have that covered by the looks of it.
Can we clear a path and get out?
Okay.
Nudnik is going to reach into his pouch and pull out a alchemist fire bottle, which he has in his equipment.
Okay.
And I'm going to prepare to throw it, possibly so we could escape, if that is possible.
Initiatives, I would love.
You reckon that's necessary, do you, Jane?
If we're all gonna start
All right.
moving.
Okay, so seeing the bottle of alchemist's fire, Physic. So where you guys are, of course, you're surrounded by plants, fauna, dried trees, old vines, stuff like that.
This could be messy.
Just so you know. All right. Well, Kia seems to think that initiative is necessary, so I
Kia.
reckon you all ought to
Kia.
throw the
Ooh.
dice. Let's get initiatives from everybody.
Yeah, Kia, roll initiative.
Kia, Jane, even.
Don't you call me that.
All right.
What's the
We still need to
difference?
fix that.
Yeah, we
We
keep
keep
saying we're
forgetting
gonna
about it.
fix it. And, we
Right, that's
totally
your homework for this weekend. Shaggy with a 15.
I keep rolling a 20 by accident, but I don't have
Amelia,
any plus or minus.
Slightly
so it's
above
the
that
same.
with a 15. We have
Nice roll,
Rush
though, man.
with a 13.
You're not gonna like my action.
Oh no!
We've got, let's see. Who are we missing? Someone's not got a 20 up.
No, they're all there.
Oh, Snugs is because he didn't use his macro.
Thanks, Snugs.
Yes, Snugs.
it's just a 20, so it's
Right, yeah.
D20. So I just
So
it's right there. So I
Not
just
pretty
I
roll.
was just
enough.
looking at all the format, and
you're right.
somehow yours was like skipped because it was
Yeah,
crap.
yeah. I'm sorry.
Visual noise.
All
You're
right.
out.
All right, and for the viewers at home, let me go ahead and make a GM roll.
Not excited.
And let's see where these things are going to go in the rotation. Okay. All right. Well, you are at the top of the pile, Snug. So what do you want to do?
Well, seeing as I am definitely out of my element in every single way and probably pretty overwhelmed, I would just revert back to my instincts of how I like to deal with things. And I don't know if these things are going to full-on attack, because this is just kind of shambling towards us, I would imagine. And I would keep my
As the
sword
name
in my...
suggests, yeah.
Exactly. And I would, in the most non-threatening physical way, just kind of like bow down a little bit and just say, good evening, my fungal friends here. We don't mean any harm to any of you, so there's no need for any hasty actions here. Because I wouldn't know if they could
Is kicking him a
understand me
free
or not
action?
or anything.
All right. So you basically lower yourself down, looking humble, and say and repeat what you just said. All right.
Because I don't know if they can understand me or not, so I'm trying to do it vocally and physically as well.
Amelia, what are you planning to do?
I also kind of freaked out because I've never been in this situation. I run here to the tree and just duck down and might make myself into a little ball and like put my hood up, and I just like hold out my spear like,
Okay.
and that's it.
So you've kind of gone into a defensive position. All right.
Yeah.
Nudnik,
Back against the tree.
what's Nud up to?
Well, seeing Danny Boy trying to talk to these things, you're just gonna hear Nudnik say, "Oh, damn it!" And I'm gonna just hold my weapon ready, my alchemist fire ready, on this one here, and scooch closer to Amelia. If they continue to press in, he's gonna use it. He's holding his action basically.
Okay.
But I'm gonna
so
throw
you
it.
basically have like the vial in your hand and your flint and steel in the other hand, right? Ready to light
Right.
it if you need to.
Yes,
Okay.
and yes.
All right. So Rush, what are you doing, our little gnomish friend?
I'm gonna cast Mage Armor.
On yourself? Okay. All right. So Nudnik suddenly is bathed in a shallow glow of effervescent whatever color you choose. And so Physic.
Now I have wild or empathy, right? So
You do.
can I use that on these since they're plant based?
Well,
See what their attitude towards us is after he blew the gob and just started shouting at them. Non-threateningly.
Humbly.
Humbly.
Shouting. I was. Yes.
Plants just... it's not sound, really, I guess. I don't know.
All right, so basically
Yeah, you
you're going to
should,
make a
like-
diplomacy check then with these creatures. Because that's pretty much what it is. You roll a d20, and it's your level plus your charisma modifier to determine the effects of your wild empathy. This can always go good or bad, so this is always the gamble, of course.
So it's
Now,
diplomacy?
before you roll, before you roll, specifically, what are you trying? How you want to kind of do? Do you want to like have any kind of action? Because what your wild empathy allows you to improve their mood, right? Oh, that's what the job is. You're trying to improve your reactions to an animal. You're gambling on whether or not this will work based on the fact that they're plants. So, you can also use it for magical beasts and stuff like that. So, what do you want to try to do?
Well, I guess my understanding of plants and forest creatures, if these plant dudes have seen forest creatures, I'm going to try and act like a burrowing creature, something that they're used to and not threatened by in some regard. So something of that size, seeing something like this, would basically, instead of bowing its head and moving forward, would probably bow its head back, and I'm going to try and like peacefully step back like, we're okay here, right?
Okay, so you're going to kind of like go into a very like dismissive mode.
Yeah.
Okay, give me the wild
hopefully we
empathy
aren't-
check then.
Okay, so that's how exactly am I working this out? It's my charisma modifier.
It's basically for wild empathy. You're going to use you make a diplomacy check, but you add your level and your charisma modifier to it. So 5 plus
this is
whatever your
gonna be-
charisma modifier is.
7, and then the diplomacy score as well. Or no?
No, you
Okay, yeah.
use
Use that as the diplomacy.
yes, that's right.
Okay. All right. So that's that.
13. It's not terrible.
Okay.
All right, okay. So the things kind of have slowed down their movement. They've gotten a little closer. But they're kind of stopped now, and they've kind of slumped down a little bit, and they're like,
Can I speak quietly on a free action?
yeah?
Someone put out the fire slowly.
That's only fitting that I do, considering I'm holding fire in hand.
So you pour the alchemist fire over the fire to put it out? Yeah,
It's a small fire we set up, right?
Yeah,
So
you
I'm
didn't make a
basically
big...
just
It's the sort of thing with a big heavy foot. You've got a big boot. You could stamp it out, yeah.
I'm stamping it out. But I'm still like,
All right, as you stamp it, a few sparks kind of like up around you, and the one on your side seems to stand up real straight, it's like almost kind of semi-defensively, but still more surprised than aggressive.
I'll be happy if I catch fire, though. I'm gonna stamp out the rest as trying to mitigate the sparkage.
Yeah, I'm trying to gauge if like what their mood is really. Like, what are they thinking? Is that a sense motive or?
Yeah, you can. I would allow a druid to do sense motive on these things.
Okay. I don't have it trained, but it'd be a +2. Oh, let's take that and just change that to 3. Here we go.
Okay, you get the feeling that at this point they're very much more curious and inquisitive than necessarily aggressive. It seems to be they're trying to figure you out as much as you are trying to figure those out. You wouldn't outrule the possibility of aggression, but it definitely doesn't seem to be their first mode of thought.
Okay, everyone, just keep it really calm and level here. They don't know what we are. They're confused and territorial. Territorial things tend to protect things they care about. So let's just try not to offend the natives.
Yeah, I think that's what we've been trying to do, so
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea.
Okay, well, with them saying that, I'm going to put my hands up and kneel down.
Okay. All right, so Rush kneels down. into
Are you
into the
praying?
soft dirt with the hands raised high.
Praise plant monster.
I'm showing I'm not a threat, Nundik.
You're
Try it.
tiny. You're not the threat here. I'm gonna take the alchemist fire, and put it back in my pouch. Take out my water skin, and douse the rest of the fire with
All
my
right.
action. That's what I'm doing.
Okay, yeah, it spatters onto the ashes, and there's a little bit of a small cloud of smoke. But by now, the fire is well and truly doused.
Oh, this is not how we used to deal with these things. And I'm gonna get on my knees as well.
Okay. All right. So pretty much we have Snugs bowed down, Nudnik on his knees, Rush on his knees. I mean, Amelia is already curled up into a little ball under the tree. So the only person standing tall and proud, but even he is kind of bowed down with his arms, kind of in a dismissive pattern, is Fissick. Okay. So this particular large dude steps over the massive rock in front of him as his huge, big, plant-like foot stomps down in front of our two little gnomes as they kind of look up to the towering 10-foot-tall plant creatures hovering above them.
I get an AC bonus against you. I'm warning you.
So the creature lowers its massive, great mauler of a hand down, and like using the side of its hand, like brushes it across your face. It's not hard, but the sheer weight of the hand is enough to kind of push your head off to the side. If you were wearing your goggles, they're now around the side of your head.
They were around my neck.
And then you see it bring its huge hand back up, and it's like, and sniffs it.
I'm just gonna like, be ready to run.
Oh, he's petting you.
All right. With that, it takes a step back, and they all kind of look at each other. You see it go, and the others all kind of look at it, and one at the far backside goes, With that, after about another minute of scowling and looking at you, they slowly turn around and begin to walk back into the depths of the forest.
I'm just gonna rock back and sit down. Well, catastrophe avoided.
I'm gonna turn around, look at Nundik, and say, "Hey, Nikki, I gotta be honest. I'm pretty proud of you for keeping your cool back there. I know how you like to fly off the handle sometimes."
That has nothing to do with it. It has to do... you talking to them.
First contact, guys. First contact.
What were those? Seriously, what were those?
Shambling mounds is what they're referred to. A strange plant-like man creature that, frankly, I didn't want to have to do anything regarding.
And how many are there in this forest?
We just walked in and there were 4. So if we were to measure out the square footage of, say, Sidoria.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, you work that out. Well, we have no fire, no food, no snake to eat. That's raw.
I'll protect you from the big green leafy things, Amelia.
I don't think they'll be up.
I don't know if you can rush.
I don't know.
You'd
if
be
the
surprised
fire
what I can do.
was offending them, or if it's good to light another one. Just be careful with it.
I'd say we should go without a fire.
Keep a diligent eye out. Don't want the snake to go bad. It's a waste of food.
Pretty sure we can find you another snake.
Yeah, I guess we could forage a little bit more, and then take to the trees, camp for the night.
Okay. Does anyone want any rations?
Yeah, how many rations did you guys take?
We took I think we ended up taking exactly enough for the descent down the mountain.
Okay, so you're pretty
So
much
I think we're like pretty
out
much
of rations.
whatever we had in our inventories beforehand is what we'd have, and I don't know.
So
if-
basically,
we have, like,
you
1 week
utilized
per
about
person.
a good week each traveling down the
Yeah.
mountains. So if you had, I concur. If you had rations written on your sheet already, you probably still have some. If not, you out of food.
I'm gonna turn back to those mushrooms I know make you throw up later and just start thinking really hard.
Sustenance
Contemplating
now,
life.
vomit later.
I still have 3 rations.
You hit those shrooms a little too hard there, bro.
So I'm gonna lean against this tree that Amelia cowered in and just like sit down,
Okay.
take out one of my rations and start nibbling on it, contemplating the fact that we didn't have to get violent. Since all I know is violence with these things in the past.
Yeah. I
Well,
never
you know,
actually-
your orcish tribe was never one for diplomacy. I mean, it's kind of one of those things that you're like, wow, we never tried that. You know, you remember the orcish diplomacy as one of them coming out and acting like it was going to surrender while the others snuck around and ambushed it and beat it to death from behind. You know, that's the level of diplomacy your tribe used to go to.
I'm just going to be looking at Danyan this entire time while I eat, just looking at him.
I'm gonna walk up to him and be like, "Hey, pal, you got something on your mind?"
Can I be honest with you?
Of course, I always want you to be honest with me, Nikki. You know that.
Besides Rush over there, I figured you would get us killed more. You know, most likely.
Why would you say something like that?
Not your fault. Just the way you conduct yourself is not befitting of this land. What I had to survive through, I avoided, you know, like Amelia does with the tactics of hiding, and
It's my best tactic.
you just go straight to talking. And I figured with Vizik it would make sense considering he is married to nature. But you, when you're in your plate, in your armor and your shining shields, I figured you'd get us killed seconds. Behind Rush, of course, you know. And I
After
look
Rush
over at
has you all
and
killed,
smirk.
he'd have you killed.
You know, he's a city boy. He doesn't know what's what down here, so.
Well, maybe there's not just one way of handling stuff there.
Well, hence my staring. I'm gonna go into eating again.
Rush is absolutely right, and I walk over next to Nudnik and take a seat down and say, sometimes people and animals alike need the benefit of the doubt.
As I'm picking the glowing caffeine speed mushroom, putting it in a jar, I'm just gonna try and everything I've heard from Rush about his room 313 exploits. Flexibility is pretty important.
Well, I just hope you realize that there will be some times where talking will get us killed for sure. But it was a good thing you did today, right here.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And I think that's the good balance that we have, because sometimes, I don't know if you've noticed this, but I can be a little bit of a blabbermouth at times. So it's good to have someone like you around to kind of check and balance me in those situations.
As he's saying this, I'm going to look at my imaginary watch. No, I'm kidding.
I'm going to keep going too.
While they're doing that, I'm gonna turn to Fizek and I'm gonna say, Fizek, now you know these creatures. If I were to try to kill one, what would be the best maneuvering? Should I on its back? Do they have a heart? Do you know? I felt
Somewhere on the inside, there's something important. So if you get down to it, maybe. But when it comes down to it, it's a bunch of plants all layered up on top
People
of a bunch
are
of stuff.
always the most sensitive on the inside.
Yeah, it's
Soft,
Kinda
gooey
weird.
center.
To be honest, this is not helping.
Yeah, I know, and that's the troublesome thing about it.
Chokehold.
The things I know versus the things I don't know. I could tell you a chokehold wouldn't affect it. It doesn't breathe that way.
I see.
I would suggest you aim for the biggest mass of it. Hope to hit something.
The biggest mass. What?
Well,
Versus finds.
the chest, you know. Not necessarily the heart, where the heart on a person would be, but just that area.
I see. I'm gonna take out like my little journal and then start writing in it, like, in the chest.
And if you need any pointers on a good chokehold, I got a great technique I could show you at any time. So just let me know.
Yes. I don't have much experience with it, but I would like that.
Great, of course. I would love to teach you a couple moves sometimes.
Yeah, me too.
I was waiting for that.
Rush from you, no. Thank you.
Rush has got some great moves.
I'll break you down eventually.
I am interested in human connection.
I'm gonna
All right.
make a little check around looking for something maybe forageable for meals of the future, meals of now. Just really quick, seeing if there's anything I can quickly recognize, and if not, I'm gonna start climbing.
Okay, so you're going to kind of do a scout around the immediate vicinity foraging.
Yeah.
All right. Amelia, what are you doing?
I'll probably start looking for around for something familiar that's edible also.
Okay. Rush?
I'm probably gonna just check over Jerusha, make sure she's in good working order.
Wind her up, oil her up. Okay.
Weasel oil.
Get your weasel oil on it. What is Nudnik doing? Is he just staying on the against the tree? Or?
If Daniel stays next to me, I'm going to share my ration.
Okay. So you're gonna friends. Friend. So they're gonna split iron rations. All right. So let's see. So do you have a survival skill, Amelia and Physic?
Yep.
If
Do
you
I?
do, give me a roll.
I have a survival skill that Jagged's still mad about.
Look at Amelia with a 17 on the survival skill check.
Physic and Nudnik have very similar skills.
20
set.
frigging 9. Look at him go.
There, yeah.
That's delicious.
He's a beast. Yeah.
There he is. Especially
Don't
when
let
he
me die,
rolls
you'll
a
starve.
19. All right. Okay. So you guys kind of scurry around the area. Amelia, you find some fairly nutritious moss that you've seen before. It has these like little it's not really berries, but they're more like little green pouches, like little nutrient pouches that you've seen them as you've never come down this far, but you remember seeing them. They're kind of almost kelpy-ish, and you only ever really find them where the ground is really damp. But you're noticing the forest itself is still kind of sloping away, albeit fairly gently from the mountains. You're still kind of descending down. And the ground around here, when you kind of press it, it is pretty damp. You can feel moisture and water kind of rising up. So you find enough of that to probably, you're not going to get full on it, but it's enough to kind of be nutritious for one or two people. Physic, you managed to find over here, you can kind of see some fireflies buzzing around some kind of little limpet pools. So you kind of go over and start looking around, and they're rife with tadpoles, which are not the most delicious things in the world, but they're, again, fairly nutritious. Good protein.
It's like the veal of the reptile world.
Right? So if you have some kind of container, you could probably scoop up about half a pound of them.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yay,
Drop a
nature
jar.
sperm.
All right. So yeah, given about 20 minutes, Amelia and Physic return to the group with a joyous bounty of moss
I'm gonna pop a couple of the berries and go, anybody want some? And I'm gonna smile and there's used to be green shit all in my teeth.
Oh, that's good stuff. I'm just gonna
When you
reach
kind of
over
bite
and
into them, they have this annoying little pop sound, and a little squirt of juice goes into your mouth. It's got a very
It's
earthy
like a
kind of
gusher.
flavor to it. Yeah, but these are not gushers.
Gushers.
Ah, gosh, it's so good.
It's better than
Oh,
rats.
man. It's been a couple of years.
Daniel and myself, I think, are fine with what we have.
Oh, right.
Your
Yeah,
loss.
We're all good here, guys.
Do you want to
Thanks.
like
I'll
hold?
partake, Amelia, and I'm not going to break eye contact. As
Are
I...
we these down one by one, or are we going to cook them in any way? Okay. All right. So Physic just starts chomping down on the tadpoles. I mean, these tadpoles are pretty hefty size. I mean, the toads around here must be fairly large, or the frogs. You know, they're probably
I'm gonna offer 'em
the
up
bodies are about the size of the tip of your fingers. So, and a few of them have even started growing the back legs. Their tails are a little smaller, so they're getting to that transitional stage where they're going through their metamorphosis. So hey, people like
Have you guys ever
frogs.
had
I got a big
the
jar
luck
full.
before?
Ooh. Got a big jar full. Anybody wanna? No.
I'm good with my berries, thanks.
All right, so
They're technically not berries, but I'll let it pass.
Amelia's eating moss. Physic is grossing everybody out by popping down delicious toadstools.
They're really quite
Nunnik
good.
and Danian split an iron ration. For two huge big guys, that's not much of a meal, but you know what? It's better than nothing at all.
Better than tadpoles.
Are you sure?
Moss.
Are you really sure? I mean, they're a little.
Hey, I don't
Uncooked
know. A
tadpoles?
jar full
Fuck
of
yeah, man.
tadpoles versus half an iron ration. I'd say the nutritional value is probably in favor on the tadpoles. I wouldn't say the flavor necessarily, but and
I
what
feel
about
like my
Rush?
charisma is like 4 right now.
No, I gracefully and gratefully accepted some of the moss and
Yeah.
Okay, so you're sharing moss.
Sharing moss.
All right.
could,
yeah,
Okay.
it doesn't,
Eat it
it
and
doesn't
then have it
taste
come
real great,
together.
but I keep a smile the whole time because Amelia brought it, and therefore
Hey, later when you're all hungry, I got these in my bag here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and like take off the brick wall of my backpack and just.
Alrighty. Okay. Well, you don't have a fire, but it's really not that cold. It gets down to about 60 at night, so not freezing. As long as you're wearing clothing and stuff, you can sleep. Okay, so yeah, it's pretty much getting pitch black down here. Those of you that don't have any form of low light or night vision really can't see much beyond half a foot in front of your face. You guys want to do anything to remedy that, or are you just gonna...
I'm just gonna ask. So, is anybody hurting? Like, do you have any
I'm
like,
alright.
cuts, scrapes, bruises? We want to close them up before the night because it'll get infected. I knew this one guy. He lost his foot.
Oh.
He was just at the thaumaturgist.
That's
yeah,
your
no, it wasn't.
story.
I'm not in the
This
business
one
of
guy
telling
had a
stories.
foot.
I'm not in the business of telling stories. I'm here to tell you if you got a cut, let me know about it. I can heal it.
What are you from, New Jersey?
Thanks for the offer. I really appreciate it, but I could handle myself here, and I'll just kind of cast lay on hands as a little glow goes across my chest,
Okay.
just to kind of heal up my scrapes.
All right. So nobody's really... I mean, you guys, other than the bumps and grazes coming down the mountainside, you're not too bad off. All right. What's the sleeping arrangements? How do you guys want to handle that?
Climb a tree.
All right.
Climbing up.
Now, remember these trees? You got about 10 foot before you get to the branches and stuff. So how you getting up those short stuff?
Oh, we still got all our climbing gear from the mountain. I
Okay,
don't
so
think
you're
it'd
going to
be
like
that
just
bad.
use climbing spikes to
Yeah.
start and shimmy up. Okay, that's fair enough.
Might want to check the tree to make sure it's not an anger tree.
A tree that's
Is this
going to
an
come alive
anger
and eat you.
tree? Yeah.
All right. Okay, yeah, so Physic, you basically clamber up the tree. What's Rush doing?
I'm just gonna kind of stand here. Like he said before, I'm a city boy. I don't really know what's what right now.
Nundiga's gonna get up and say, "Rush, come. I'll hoist."
There's like a nice little ladder and everything.
All right, so you're going to basically help
I'm
Rush
hoisting
up the
Rush
chair.
climb.
Are you taking Nudnik up on that offer, or?
Well, yeah, I'm just kind of assuming that they know what they're doing. So
Okay.
he wants me in a tree. I'm gonna get in a
So
tree.
2 gnomes in a tree. That's a joke waiting to happen somewhere.
As Rush goes up, you're gonna see Nundig give him the chain, the 10-foot chain, and I'm gonna hand it up to Rush and say, "Tie it around yourself in the branch. I'll watch below."
Chain yourself to the tree.
So I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, chains are awesome.
Been there,
I'm
done
gonna do that.
Keep you
While
from
you do
falling out.
that,
I'm just gonna tie myself up with a little bit extra.
Okay, Amelia, you've made your way over to the tree on the opposite side. What are you doing?
you just see me throwing a rope over, then grabbing the 2 sides, and then pulling on them and climbing up. into
Okay,
this
so you kind of
tree
like
here.
make yourself a foothold and then hoist yourself.
Yeah.
All right, so Amelia's up in that tree. What about Nudnik and Danian?
I would think that I wouldn't want Amelia to be all alone in that tree, so I would go over and using my sights, I would climb up
cheeky
there
bastard.
as well.
All right, you gonna try to get up there in your plate mail, or are you taking that
No,
off?
I would take the plate mail off.
All right,
just,
so you
and
go through
get
about
naked.
15
So I would-
minutes
so I would-
of...
Damn, you
I
work quick.
Yeah.
Who's taking first watch?
Okay. And
I
where are
thought
you
that
putting
was
your plate mail?
obvious.
Leaving it, you hoisting it up the tree with you, leaving it at the base,
Yes.
or?
Yeah,
Okay.
I would. I mean, if you wanted me to go all out for it, I would tie it to a rope, climb up, hoist the rope up, and then put the plate mail around the tree like
Yeah,
with
that's
me, so
fine.
it's there. Okay.
All right. Okay, so the only person on the floor currently is Nudnik.
And he is taking first watch.
All right. How are you dividing your watch up? You say first watch, which implies there's more than one. So
I just figured he's gonna wake someone up when the time comes.
4 hours, and then I'll wake someone up. Yeah, one of the gnomes, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, because I can't see, so if it's dark, I wouldn't be too good of a watch.
Yeah, one of
I'm
the
gonna
ones
cling
who-
tightly to this chain because I just realized I'm afraid of heights. I'm so close to the ground normally.
Nundik, I'm used to being on watch. My tribe used to force me to be the watch person because I was pariah of that tribe as well. So I'll do a lengthy watch, I guess.
So after maybe when light starts to kind of come up, you can wake me so that I can actually be a decent watch.
Okay.
alrighty.
So yeah, just me.
All right. Well, sleeping up a tree is not the most comfortable thing. Doing it in plate mail is probably now an impossible. But you took your plate mail off, so you can actually get a decent rest.
Okay.
Alrighty. Let's see here.
You talk like you've never tree napped, Gore.
Not in plate mail, I haven't. I know enough to know, however, it wouldn't be fun. Alrighty.
There's one person from this group that's maybe done it. I think it's Gore.
What, tree napped? Well, the only time
Yeah,
tree
just so you
napping I've
know.
ever done is when I actually find a small sapling and take it away from its parents and then offer, demand money. Different type of napping altogether. But there we go.
Oh God.
I'm sorry, the puns. The puns.
Should I roll something, Gore, or
No,
you just gonna say everything's
I rolled
fine?
something for you. Don't worry about that.
See the reunion of the tree with its parents? It's a little bit sappy.
All right. So
What's
yeah,
happening?
I'm
you're
outta
on
here.
the. Let's see. You're on the ground. Okay. All right. So I reckon then
Okay.
we need you to make a listen check first.
But I don't want to.
Oh, you don't have to.
If it's an animal, I think it's a +2 to this.
Yes, you can have that.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna roll it straight, and we're gonna add a +2.
All right. And you are rolling.
So 19.
All right, and you're rolling against this.
I won't say
Okay.
this.
Okay. As you sit there, as diligently as you can be, discerning the difference between the creaks of the branches, the croaks of nearby frogs and toads, the buzzings of fireflies. You're aware of some slow moving footsteps, very, very quiet and very, very faint, coming up from the south.
Okay, so I do have dark vision, 60 feet. So I'm going to obviously look in the direction of what I hear.
All right. So, yeah, what you see kind of like very, very carefully and low slinked to the ground, moving somewhat slowly, appear to be a pair of fairly kind of scrawny looking canines.
So, are they slinking towards me, like on approach, or are they just observing me from a distance?
It would appear to be, yes. They are definitely kind of moving in on your position.
Well, I'm immediately going to start looking around to see if I'm being, like, surrounded, because it's like pack tactic kind of thing, right?
All right, okay.
And I'm going to take out my weapons, obviously.
All right, give me a spot check as you kind of like look further into the recesses of the forest.
+2 on this one as well.
All right, yep.
Nice rolls.
You can see there are a few more, slowly but surely, closing in on your encampment.
So seeing this and really,
right, this is about probably a good 5 to 6 hours into your watch. You know, you can see being the fact that you're you're deep, deep, deep down below the mountains, you're covered in fauna and canopy of trees. The sun's going to have to get pretty high before you guys are even aware of it. So, you're still in the wee hours of the morning right now, but you're still fairly sure that even outside the forest, it's probably still pretty dark.
Okay, so seeing like the potential, I'm seeing them being surrounded. I'm immediately going to jump and try to climb the tree. Because everyone's up there, they're a solid 10 feet up.
All right. I'm assuming that Physic did not remove his climbing spikes as he went up?
Nope.
All right. Well, then you can get a +2 on your climb check. You're doing it quickly, so I do want you to make a check. Everybody else basically took a 10 and took their sweet-ass time. All right, but very quickly, yes, you manage to scramble up the tree. As soon as you do that, realizing that their meal is quite honestly about to escape, they make a sudden dash forward, kind of closing in on the clearing. So those of you in Nudnik's tree, so our gnomish friends, you're probably woken as you hear crashing and various different noise, as you see a huge big half-orc descend up your tree and nestle himself in amongst you. What you saying, Nuds?
Don't fall down.
I wasn't planning on it there, buddy.
Well, look down, but don't fall.
Oh.
Oh, puppies!
All right, yep. Upon that, you can see down at the
Did
bottom,
you just ask if we can eat them?
kind of jumping up, putting their paws on the side of the tree, but really not making any noise. You can see what appears to be 5 fairly large and aggressive-looking wolves.
So, as I say that, I'm going to be, like, sheathing my weapons and taking out my composite short bow. And I know I'm in a tree, so it'll probably be disadvantaged to some degree.
Well, it is a composite short bow, which is definitely to your advantage because it's way... A long bow up here in the branches would be way more troublesome. But the tree that you have chosen to get in doesn't have a whole lot of actual leafy stuff on it. So you probably can find yourself positions to where you can lean and get a reasonably good shot if that's what you want to do.
Well, yeah, the first thing I'm going to do is try to see if there's, like, an alpha male, like a large dog that is kind of controlling the pack.
All right. Give
I
me a sense motive check then, as you try to read the pack.
Oh, my sense motive is crap. It's fun times. Yay!
Could we see if his climbing and their talking woke either of us up on our
Yeah.
other tree?
And just the dogs and
Depends
everything.
on how loud you guys are being.
Honestly, I wasn't shouting. I was just speaking
I'm gonna
to.
say we have speak with animals, but that's burrowing animals. That's not gonna help me.
Dogs burrow.
Yeah,
They do.
but I think it means something a little bit
No,
more
I know.
rodent-y. That's a stretch right there. Dogs also wear hats at times and coats and
Speak with added animals.
right.
Added animals.
All right, so what do I sense? Probably nothing, right?
You sense animals.
So what did you get? 11? Yeah, no, they're all at this point. They're all just kind of like circling the tree. Periodically, they kind of like jump up, put their paws on it, sniff in the hopes that you might fall down, but then get back down. And they seem to be pretty much content to just circle the tree and try to wait you out at this point.
Yeah, so I'm gonna start taking pot shots if I can. Just
All right.
shooting at the larger of them if I can, as I go around my section of the tree.
They're all fairly approximately the same size, so just pick one. Show me which one you shoot.
The one that I'm looking at right there.
All right.
Shoot first. Oh, so this I get.
Let me get rid of that moss dude because he's not here anymore, and I'd rather not fill that space with a moss dude.
There's I'm still looking on the map. I'm like, there's still a moss guy. I'm not thinking.
No,
about
I'm
looking-
talking about chat. I was covering up.
yeah.
Look at him! Look.
Freaking
Natural 20!
crit. Nice.
Poor
And
Dudley.
it is a crit.
Short bow ×3, so
Yeah, that's
Oh
a
my
that's a
God.
shot and a
Yep.
half.
That's
and it's an animal
Nice,
that's +2
dude.
to my damage as well. So
Yep. All right.
I'm glad we got him the bow, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, suddenly it seems like a worthwhile investment. All right, so peeling between the branches, leaning out, you pull the bow back to its maximum position, looking down at the nose of the wolf, feeling like you've got the thing perfectly in your sights, taking a deep breath and releasing the breath as he lets go of the bow. The arrow flies through the air, hits the wolf in the left eye. You see the wolf go flying through the air as if it just got hit by a baseball bat. It balls over backwards twice, like, and he goes, and it comes to a nuzzled rest here with the arrow stuck in its head, dead as a dead wolf.
I'm sure that's when we wake up and
Yeah,
we just look
yeah, you
down
guys
and we just
definitely
see this
heard
dead
that.
wolf. And you're like, what the? And I look up and see Nudnik in the tree. I'm like, damn,
Right. Initially,
good shot.
you see the wolves all kind of like scatter and scarper around, but they don't go very far. As they all begin to kind of slowly circle their way back towards the tree.
Do that again.
Yeah, if you can. I mean, what? 5 arrows for infinite food.
you guys are allowed to hit 2. As I take another arrow out and notch it, prepared to fire again. Clearly, I'm enjoying this part because I killed one shot, so I'm feeling very good about myself right now.
I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit more.
I have the utmost confidence in you. If I start throwing rocks, it'll be embarrassing.
Alrighty. Okay. So Nudnik, you're going to take another shot?
If I can, next time, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it's not long before they are back in the clearing beneath the tree, such as it is.
So,
All right, this time
sorry,
the arrow
guys.
goes flying through the branches. It ricochets off one of the lower hanging branches and thuds harmlessly into the dirt. The wolf right here kind of like spins around to look at it, and then, non-phased, begins to come closer to the tree.
Yes, help.
Okay.
You two over there.
Yeah.
Let me see what I have.
Well, do what you can. If
Sure.
you go down and fight them, I'll join you, obviously.
I still haven't prepared myself for the day. I'm still looking at climbing spells, you know?
Yeah, I would look at my armor that's tied to the tree and not on my body right now.
Right.
And kind of look back at the dogs and snap a branch off and go, hey, Pooch! Fetch! And throw a stick kind of away from all of them out into the forest.
All right. A couple of them spin around to look when they hear the stick land. They sniff the air, and then realizing, nope, there's nothing to be seen here, they continue to pay attention to the bounty in the tree.
I start taking my net out.
Okay.
Yeah, at that point I would start probably, well, I put my armor on at that point? I don't know.
Tough to put armor on in the tree.
In a tree, I know.
I mean, plate is not the easiest of things to put on by yourself anyway. Especially not in a
seeing as
tree.
we're not really in like immediate danger, I'd probably just sit there. And then
gonna hang over
look
my
over at
branch.
Nundick and go, I tried!
I'll hang over my branch and kind of see if any of the wolves get closer to me.
They don't
At
really
any
seem to
point.
be paying much attention to your tree. Either they hate orcs or they think gnomes look tasty. I mean, it's definitely probably not the fact
Gnomes
they
do
want
look
to eat
tasty.
the orc.
I'm gonna yawn and go back to sleep. You guys got this.
Oh, come on.
I'm gonna fire again.
All right, okay. You let another arrow go loose out of the tree.
Oh, come on. Hit. Oh, my God.
Fumble.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
What are you doing to me? I get it all over.
All right, okay. So you pull. That's a pretty bad fumble as well. You pull the bow back, let the arrow go. The arrow flies out, but at a really weird, surprising angle, and your arm kind of slings back, almost pulling your shoulder slightly, as you realize where you were pressing the bow, like pushing it hard between the branches, the top part of the string seems to have come unhooked from the bow itself, as it kind of like...
No.
The bow's still intact, but it does need restringing. The arrow itself flies off in a weird angle, and where Amelia and Daniel are, about 3 foot below them, an arrow goes into the tree below you.
The string came undone. Damn Azamir Fletcheries. So I'm gonna take my bow and give Rush like a little hit on the head as he was going back to sleep, and say, "You're engineer, fix."
I'm gonna grab onto the chain as he does this. Don't knock me out of the tree. I'm really high up right now. Okay.
Engineer it.
I'm gonna take the bow and look at it.
All right. It's a little bit more of a basic working mechanism than you're really used to be honest. And the truth is, you probably just don't have the strength to bend that bloody thing enough to actually restring it. It's a composite bow, so it takes some, it takes
so
some.
it just come on strong. That's it.
Yeah.
It's just the string.
Okay, I'm gonna hand it back to him and be like, just
Hold on, hold it. And I'm gonna take out my weapons again. I guess I'm going down. Anyone joining me?
Not yet. And I'm just gonna pull out a couple of rocks from, like, bullet rocks from my sling thing. I'm just like, do you think you could throw some of these? Maybe piss them off, get rid of them?
Yeah, you couldn't really use a sling up here because, of course, that requires.
Yeah, and
A
I don't
good
have
amount
the strength to chuck a rock real hard. No, Nick, you've got the best arm here. You just tore a bow in half.
So I'm gonna take these rocks, give Physic this look like.
It's the best I got.
You talk to plants, but not animals.
No, animals are, frankly, delicious.
All right, I'm gonna take a rock
It's a reverse
and try to
vegetarian.
throw it. I guess just a
reverse
try to throw
vegetarian.
it. I guess just a ranged attack, right? I mean,
Yeah, so you want to hurl a stone, basically, at one of the wolves.
is it a BAB plus my dex or just the dex?
It would be your BAB. If you... I mean, it's just
with
a stat,
strength, right?
Yeah, strength would be what you use for damage.
Oh, so it's just the BAB.
Yeah.
I mean, just throwing a rock, I guess, is an improvised weapon, right?
Right, yes.
So,
yeah.
okay, so just the BAB.
But you use strength if you hit for damage. All right, yeah. So he awkwardly
So
tries
bad.
to sling a rock out of the tree. It's not easy to do because of all the damn branches and stuff. It's hard to... You just don't have the leverage to hurl the thing the way you want to.
So you see Nudnik getting very frustrated right now.
Not like I have one spell. We risk burning down the entire forest. I kind of took it as a joke the other morning because I thought it'd be fun. Maybe if we were on the mountain, we had a big open space. It's like a ball of fire, and I can just make it roll around.
Around the tree that we are in.
Well,
wanna piss
I
off
can make
the-
him roll around. It doesn't matter where. It might scare off these dudes, but I don't know.
It's gonna piss off the green.
The shamblers.
green
They
giants.
might come back.
Ho, ho, ho.
I don't see them pissed off at these things down there. I killed one, and I keep missing the others.
Danian, how about your shield?
Yeah, so, question. Is it possible to put on parts of my armor?
Yeah,
and
of
not
course
the
it is. You
entire
have to put the whole
like
thing
to
on.
Slap on. Yeah, like just slap on like some greaves and boots really quick and
I
kinda
mean, I
hop down
think
there, or
it's
what,
fair
you
to
know.
say you could probably put your greaves on. You know, like if you wanted to put your greave on that has your buckler on it. Your
Right.
helm you could put on, your gauntlets. It's mostly just you really would have a hell of a time putting the, you know,
Right.
the main.
Yeah,
Yeah.
curious.
Okay, so I would start kind of strapping myself together, and as I do so, I would look over at the other branch and, all right, I'm gonna go down there with my shield and try to flash them. So when you guys see me run up, I need you all to cover your eyes.
How is that gonna help?
Well, what's the alternative? Just keep sitting up in this tree and do nothing, or what?
Oh,
I
you
really
do
don't
that.
think they're gonna react to you flashing them. I'm just saying.
Well,
Would you-
okay, maybe you're thinking of the wrong kind of flashing, Rush. I mean make a blinding light with my shield. Are we now on the same page?
Oh yeah, that might work. Good idea.
I thought that was the miscommunication, yeah. So that's what I'm going to try to do, and as soon as that happens, all you guys come down and help me out.
Gotcha.
Emilio, yeah, you jump down as well and skewer one, and I'll jump down and we'll flank them.
Of course.
So be ready for my signal to cover your eyes. And I would, however long you want me to take to put on as much armor as I can, that would allow me to get down there quickly.
So while he's doing that, I have both Barkskin and Cat's Grace.
Okay.
Can I put both on Nudnik, just knowing you'll wipe them out?
I think you can because I think they're different bonuses, right?
Yeah, one's Dex and the other
Yes.
one's to armor.
Yeah. So I
So
think
it gets
you can.
+4 Dex, and I'll just roll them.
All right.
Grab a token, there we go. So then Cat's Grace and Barkskin.
Jesus.
Yeah,
You're a
make
monster.
fun of druids. That's what you get. Compliments. That's what you get when you make fun of druids. I like your hair.
All right.
I know you're
Okay.
thinking
So
about
yeah,
cutting
you got +2 AC because of the Bart skin, and then you're also putting Cat's Grace, which gives you a +4 enhancement bonus to Dex. All right, and that also covers reflex saves as well.
Man, Cat's Grace is the one I missed the most when I played Radovan because he didn't get access to it.
Right.
I was like, well, I want my Dex to be higher.
All right, so you've dumped both of those on the half orc. All right, so what you guys doing?
Adding the usual benefits to AC, though. That's great.
I'm gonna drop Jerusha on one of them's back.
All right.
That's awesome.
Okay, so you're gonna drop your mechanical weasel on one of them.
How much does Jerusha weigh?
How much does he weigh? Probably about. I mean, he's not heavy, but I mean, he is made of kind of like tin and stuff, so he's not light either. I mean, probably a couple of pounds at least.
Yeah, that's a good thought. I like that.
Okay, so
letting
you're going to do that.
Daniel-
Nud, what are you doing?
I'm waiting for Danyan to do his flashing maneuver.
Okay.
And then I'm going to jump down immediately after and
All right.
attack.
So the tactic is Danian's going down first, get their attention and do the flash. And then Jerusha is going to be dropping... Or sorry, Jerusha is going to be dropping out of the tree onto one of them. And Nudnik's then going to proceed down.
He's going to jump down. He's not
Okay.
wasting any time.
Is
He's
Amelia going to do anything,
Yeah,
or is she just going to hold her position in the tree?
I'm waiting for the flash, and then I'm jumping down.
All right. Okay. All right. So in that case, then we're pretty much waiting on Danyan going down first. So,
Yep.
all right. So Danyan, you get down from the tree.
You and your like skivvies. Do you have?
What do you want to
underwear
do
on?
to try to draw
Basically,
their attention?
and then just a couple pieces of shield.
That's a great image.
Yeah, right. Let's see.
Tiny waddies with like.
So I would. I would probably just run this up till about that point there, and I would. If I get to that point, are they paying attention to me yet? Or are they still looking up at the tree?
Once you drop down, yes, they have definitely seen you out of your peripheral vision. Their keen hearing is obviously there, so they have all, at the earliest opportunity, let me not throw you out the tree, at the earliest opportunity, they have kind of turned or are making their way as quickly as they can in your direction.
Okay, and that's when I would yell out now, and then hold up my shield and let off a flash.
All right, so you're going to let off the flash. Rush is going to drop the weasel, presumably on this one right here. All righty. All right, let me get a Jerusha up. Let me shrink you down to appropriate.
And as far as AC goes, what do you want mine to be? Because my full armor gives me 8.
I'd say basically you've probably got 2 points of the AC normally, because you've only got a very small portion of it on. So
Okay. So
but I mean, you
just-
do have
also
your
that-
shield though, so you've got your shield bonus and maybe
So-
2 points of AC off the
so
armor.
4. Okay, so I'm at 14 AC
There
right
you
now.
go.
Okay.
That's fair.
Ooh.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
I'll be fine.
Alrighty. So you drop
have one-
Jerusha. So go ahead and make an attack roll for Jerusha as he lands on this thing's back, or tries to.
All right, attack roll. So bite.
Yep. And I think I'll go ahead and change the tune here a second. All right.
Dude, good shot.
13. Let me see here. All right. Okay. I'm going to change this up here for... Okay. All right. So yeah, Jerusha lands, barely managing to cling on to the fur of the thing, but that is actually it is enough. So go ahead and make Jerusha's bite, which is automatically 1, unless it is gonna.
Yeah, she's gonna shock.
Okay, so static charge. So it's 1 plus 1d3.
Big damage.
So 2 plus 1 is 3 points of damage.
And
right.
she's gonna cling. She's not gonna let go.
All right. So Jerusha drops down, lands on the thing, bites down hard, and digs in with all 4 claws, letting out a static charge. You see the wolf kind of like leap up off the ground and like half spin its back around, almost like it's trying to snap at something behind it that isn't really there. Okay, let's get your... But the flash will count as well. So let me go ahead and get your spell off here, Danyan. Or your shield
It's
effect.
Yep, it's a reflex save of 14.
Alrighty, and
Dex wolves.
their
Wolves
reflex.
dex.
I know,
wolves.
I know.
Hey, it is what it is, right?
Ninja wolves, man. Got high dex.
Alright.
Oh,
So
wolf
maybe
with
one
Shrek.
will fail, and it'll help Daniel not die. To
Alright,
these
so the
things.
one that Jerusha hit does apparently nothing, because I didn't do the macro right. When you want to roll a dice, you need an R, not just a slash. Who knew? Alright, so the one that Jerusha has landed on, that's a pass. The one to your immediate left, that was weird.
Ah,
Dang it.
Alright, the next one,
Ooh, that's a good bonus though.
that's
Ooh.
a pass. The two in front of you,
One will fail. Don't
first
worry,
one,
Matt.
or the closest one, is a fail. And the one behind that is a pass. Alright,
by
so
one.
this one here, the one that was coming at the front, is temporarily blinded.
and there's the how many rounds for how many rounds.
Four. Okay,
Yay!
there you go. That was a pretty
All
reasonable.
right, well, I made that count, I guess.
It's good.
Alright, so you got this guy here is blinded, or dazed anyway. Alright, so yep, you've dropped down. They're all diving forward. Nudnik, you're leaping out of the tree, right?
Yes. Now,
Right.
you said it's not the thickest of trees, right? So could I jump down without getting snarled up in the branches? I mean,
No, you probably can. It depends on how far you want to.
well,
You know, the
Yeah.
lower branches are 10 feet, so I mean, and you probably wouldn't be much higher than that, right?
right.
So you can just drop down off the lower branches. Before
I'd wanna
that,
drop-
two of the
yeah.
wolves that can see, this one is preoccupied by the fact that there's a weasel on its back. This one is blind. The other two, however, are going to leap at Danian and make every effort to bite his personage.
Spite his person in.
You know how they are.
Have
Bloody
we leaped off
things.
these
These
trees yet?
wolves are
Maybe that'll stop him from talking so much.
Oh, right in the
Never.
personage.
Never.
Right in the personage. Yep. All right. Okay. First one leaps at Danian. This would be the one to his left.
It's a miss.
13
Yes.
barely misses, and the other one leaps forward, and they don't have a flanking bonus yet.
Oh, that's a hit.
Okay, that one manages to find its mark. Okay, the huge teeth of the wolf clash and glance across the shield, and then dig a little bit into your arm. It's more the sheer force of the mighty beast as it landed on you, almost knocking you over, that actually really seemed to cause any harm whatsoever. But it does a total of, ouch, 10.
Oh, are you sure it was just a little bit?
Hey, you still have hit points, right? Therefore,
still have
you're
hit
not
points.
really hurt.
Ouch,
It's not
though.
until you're virtually out of hit points that you really start taking damage. There's no lasting effects from that. All right, okay. So now that wolf's still there. I'll reposition these wolves. So these would be kind of either side of you at this point, so they would have you flanked.
Oh, okay.
All right, right. So Nudnik, you're dropping out of the tree. You've got one directly below you that can't see.
Yeah, I would probably drop down for that one, since it is the easiest one to go for.
Okay.
And I basically, with my weapons in hand, was just like, "Ugh," and drop down to attack. Would it be just one attack or two?
I'd allow you both if you're using them like dropping out of the tree, left
Yeah,
or right
just-
hand. Yeah, sure.
Okay. Not
Why
flank. First.
All right,
And
the battle
second.
axe finds its mark, as does the pick. That's a grand total of 14 points of damage. Okay, neither one sinks into the beast, but both of them kind of glance down its right side. It yelps and winces in pain and surprise as it kind of pulls away and spins around teeth first, just snapping in your direction reflexively. I'm going to go ahead and make a dice roll for it, but bearing in mind it is blind, so it doesn't get any of
All
that.
the armor bonus.
No, that's a total miss.
All right, so yeah, it just snashes at you with its huge teeth, but really just catches nothing but thin air. All right, with that being said, now the initial round is over. I think we need initiatives.
I was jumping off too.
Oh, you're going to jump down? Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Ooh.
Go for it.
Yeah, so I jump straight down and I attempt to skewer this beast.
So you're jumping down spear first?
Yes.
All right, go for it.
And
Oh, please hit it.
Please.
is that a
Oh,
hit?
please hit it.
15 is a hit, yep. All right, so you hit that one, slashing into it with the blade part of your spear.
There.
And that would count as a successful sneak attack.
Yes.
Right.
All right, yes.
I don't know. Jane didn't even ask; she just rolled it.
I knew it was.
Good. Give me a sneak attack.
No fool.
All right, yeah, it is also seriously injured and wounded. All right, let's see. Well, initiatives are really not that necessary because they are going to ball for it. This one is going to run, fleeing from the area. This one is seriously hurt. It's not stupid enough to stand and fight. This one is going to run. So each of you guys can get an attack of opportunity if you want them.
I do.
Yep.
Yes.
Using my offhand weapon for this one. So.
All right.
Nice.
All right, let's see.
So
So
try to
Nutnik-
snag it in place.
All right. Yep.
Tuck and roll.
As it goes to flee from the clearing, you bring your pick down, digging it hard into its back. You hear a snapping sound as its back is broken and it is dead.
Oh.
All right.
And I get
Daniel,
one
do
as
you
well,
want to
yeah?
swipe at
Yeah.
yours or no?
I do.
Okay.
Alright, let's get this.
All right. Yep. You bring the business end of your bastard sword down, but as it kind of like bolts, mostly you just kind of hit it at a glancing blow on its rear end and tail. It balls it over on its side just for a brief second, but then it gets up and continues to flee. All right. Amelia.
Yes. I would love to.
Be the fish.
Oh, those pointless dice. Why are there so many dice for that macro? That's
So
silliness.
nice.
Did you roll a full attack macro? Because
No, I did not. Look at that. It's
There's
just
something
one attack.
wrong with that macro.
that makes no sense.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
like the
Let me
macro.
look at the actual 15 plus. No, the dice roll's right. You did hit it.
Correct.
All right.
Just
Yep. You
vomited everything
skewer the
else.
thing to the ground as it attempts to flee, so it's dead.
Yes.
Right. The one that Jerusha is on. What does Jerusha want to do? Does it
Tuck
want to
and
go
roll.
for a ride, or is it going to leap off?
No, she's gonna do the fucking morph ball.
Rolls into a
Samus.
ball and leaps off, and
Yeah.
all right.
Gonna pull a Samus.
All right. Okay. So 2 of the wolves disappear into the trees and vanish, whereas 2 of them were not so lucky. In fact, 3 of them were not so lucky because you already ended one of them a little bit further, or a little bit earlier. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Sweet.
Okay, 3 dead wolves.
I missed.
All right.
Body and rations. There we go.
Well, as mentioned before, they work. They're kind of scrawny, but there is definitely some meat to be pulled from their bones if you wish to.
That's not
Yes.
fun to wake up to.
Just gonna start climbing down at this
Yeah,
point.
good morning.
Gonna rest.
Alrighty. Okay.
I know, Nick.
Well, with that, I think we will take our break. Oh, you know what? Let's do this. As if by magic. Look at that. That was awesome. Did you see what just happened? No, but you will in a few seconds.
No.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
Totally forgot about that.
That's okay. I only spent so long making.
Yeah, you only spent hours and hours doing it. Oh, yeah, we've got multiple overlays that I layered on top of each other, which our buddy Satchmo built for the show, so I can switch them based on where we are and what we're doing.
I like that his background's also forest, so he looks.
He
like
really
he's
blends in. He's like
embedded
part of
in.
the undergrowth completely now.
You druid.
Hold on, how's it? Oh yeah, no, that's great. It's almost like
get my green screen out.
It's like I plant this?
It's almost like he knew this might even happen.
Oh man, you know what'd be really funny is if I took that image and then I blew it up so that it was like I'm in the bottom corner and lined it up so that my
Yeah,
green
yeah,
screen
yeah,
was
that's
exactly
perfect.
that. Just take out my frame completely. They'll be there.
All right, well, okay. And apparently, between now and when we came back, the wolves actually all fell over. Did you notice that? So,
That's awesome.
Magical wolves.
yep. So hey, you know. All right, guys. So yeah, you've killed 3 wolves. Everybody's down out the tree except for Rush, who's still trying to do his best at sleeping.
Nudnik is going to climb the tree again, grumbling, and he's going to try to repair his bow and then go to sleep.
It's a no-brainer. You can definitely repair it.
Just
without
reassemble
any effort.
it.
Just takes you a couple of rounds to bend it, put it between your legs, hold it under pressure, and pull it up and loop back over top. So you're good.
And then I'm going to take my chain. Well, not my chain. I'm going to take a rope and go to sleep.
I'm
Tie
gonna
myself to a
basically go
branch.
up to Daniel at this point and just be like, "Hey, Danny, you all right?
Yeah.
Some finger wiggling?"
You know, I think I'm all right. If you wouldn't mind.
Of course not.
Just hold it up to him.
Oh, yep. I'm gonna go ahead and touch it, wiggle my finger a little bit, and then
That
Wiggle
stings.
it just a little
at this
bit.
point, I highly doubt we're going to need any more of my healing spells, so I'm gonna go ahead and use my level 2 one there. So,
Okay.
is it level 2?
Yeah, surely your DM wouldn't be such an asshole as to throw 2 random encounters at you in one night.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure between shambling mounds and wolves, I'm not sure. I'm thinking I'm gonna finish sleeping, wake up, and new spells. You know, that's the way my life goes.
I'd never do that.
As he pulls out another TIE fighter, like.
Oh, okay.
There it is. Okay, I'll do that.
All right, so 12 points of magical natural healing is bestowed upon you.
Ah, that stings. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going back.
All right. So is it starting to get not bright, but enough to where I can see more than just an arm's length in front of my face at this point?
Barely.
Okay. But as time goes on, it'll
brighten up a little bit. At best, this low down in the mountains with the trees that much towering above you, at best everything is kind of like a dusty grey hue. Normal visibility is halved, pretty much.
Okay.
But yeah, you can. You'll definitely be able to see more shortly.
Okay. So
Oh, man.
I'll walk over
Okay.
to Nudnik and go, hey, that was a great first watch there, Nikki. Great job. If you want to go ahead and take a rest, I think I got it from here.
I already was.
I just gotta send a message.
But yes.
Yeah. Just wanted to make sure we're sticking with the old plan we had hatched up earlier.
Yeah. Whatever. Let me sleep.
Great. And Danny would take a few steps back and just start like 360ing with such vigilance in all directions, just really paying attention.
Alrighty.
If you don't mind, I'm gonna go ahead and stay awake too and work on this wolf.
Okay.
And I'm gonna treat it like a fish and try to descale it.
All right.
Fillet it.
All right. Well, if you want to skin it and stuff like that, you can give me a survival skill check on it then.
All right. Well, let's see how I do here.
Are you trying to skin it as in get the pelt, or are you trying to skin it as in
No,
fillet it to get
as
the
in
meat?
food. Yeah.
Okay. Either one.
Ooh,
Well, you actually do a pretty
Yay!
decent job. As mentioned before, there's not a whole lot of meat on these things. They're pretty malnutritioned and sinewy. But where the muscle tone is on the back legs and the forelegs and around the flanks and stuff like that, you get a pretty good... You don't waste hardly any meat whatsoever. You cut it all the way to the bone, and you probably get at least... Probably 5 or 6 pounds of edible meat off of that wolf.
Okay, 5 or 6 pounds. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's quite a decent haul. I mean, that's just about, not including bone, sinew, guts, gizzards, all that sort of stuff. But you do pretty good.
All right, I'll put them in all the leftover cheesecloths from our rations.
Okay.
You collect them.
Of course, I mean, out
It's like
here,
the Dum
down
Dum
in here, the meat, it's probably good for about 3 days, and then after that, you're going to want to chunk it.
Okay.
So,
Or give it to Physic when he's super drunk and doesn't know any
If
better.
it's starting to get light outside, you see, I'll start making a fire too and trying to cook the shit.
okay, so you want to actually light another fire?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless Daniel stops me, then I'm going to start doing that. Do you mind?
I guess not. Go ahead. I'll keep an eye
Well,
here.
All right. Thanks. I'm just going to start doing my thing.
doing your thing.
Family
All right. Oh, look, you just burnt the whole forest down. Sorry.
Ah!
All right. So yeah, you light yourself a small but humble fire. Obviously, it's not a problem to light fires in this place. There's tons and tons of dead wood, old vines, creeper, that sort of stuff. So you managed to gather as much of that, and within about 30 minutes, you've got a decent sized fire. So you're gonna start cooking all the meat.
Yes.
All right. Okay. If the meat's cooked, it'll probably last more like 5 or 6 days.
Woohoo!
So there we go. Delicious, yes. All right. Yeah. So you continue to watch. Nothing else comes troubling by you guys for several hours. You can begin to see glimmers of light shining through the gaps in the canopy, such as they are. So you realize it clearly is daytime. Everybody's rested as best as they can.
Oh, great.
When you guys that are sleeping wake up, there's a delicious smell of roasted meat wafting through the air.
Who's hungry?
I am. All of us. Me.
And then it just
for
jumps
me, Amelia?
down and is immediately there.
Yes, Rush, you too.
I'm gonna
Eat up.
attempt to jump down, and then I'm gonna be like,
Yeah, you might want to.
Nudnik comes over to fetch the. No.
gonna carefully climb down onto Nudnik and cling to
Okay.
him while he lowers me to the ground.
Down, he lowers you down. You're on his shoulder. You drop down onto the floor. Alrighty.
Little creature.
Okay. Yeah. But by the time you guys are down there, I'm not going to say it's cooked the best it could have been, but over a smoked
Hey.
fire with no tools to do it with, it's edible for sure.
Is this one of the
You
best
just
meals
brush
you've
a few
ever
bits
had?
of charcoal off, and hey, it's
Well, a lot of you guys
time.
probably never had wolf before, right?
Yeah, like this is the thing.
Yeah, it's like our first time trying this thing,
it's,
so.
it's a little gamey. It's a little tough, but it's edible.
Looking around my crew, just thinking, guys, if we were to tell these stories up top, they wouldn't believe us. And we just started.
Yeah. I mean, in comparison to the fact that it's actual meat, actual red meat and protein, Nudnik probably remembers eating this sort of stuff all the time, but most of you others, you've never had luxury like this.
Yeah, Nudnik's eating it with gusto. He's tearing off his tusks.
We should make some more of this. And I go grab a wolf and start dragging it over. In that slow Nomi fashion I have.
All right, so you drag the other remaining dead canines in a pile.
So do we all know where we're headed? Just that way? I'm going to point east. Because is that the best we got?
That's really the best we got.
That is about the best you've got.
What kind of sign should we
let's
look
go
for?
west for the focus.
No, let's not go west for the
I'm sure this noble girl's dead by now.
Right.
No way she could survive.
She's
So
extremely
are you
lucky.
going to take the time to skin these other 2 wolves and cook the meat and all that sort of stuff, or no?
I mean, not such a careful job of it because there's like an abundance of meat here.
Right.
Just gonna cut out some meat.
And do you want to cook it?
Yeah.
All right.
Throw it
Okay,
away.
so you guys are probably getting a fairly late start then. You're going to burn at least a good, 3 or 4 hours of your morning eating and cooking meat and stuff like that. But what is time? I mean, down here in the undergrowth canopy of the trees, it's dark most of the time anyway, so,
Such a deep
We have
question.
we have a
Cosmos
year
episode.
to walk east.
All right.
True.
Well,
I
no,
love how like none of us are pressing for it to go quickly. Girls,
yeah, he was like,
Oh,
if
yeah.
you don't return within a year, I'll pay out your families. That
Yeah.
probably, it's fair to assume that they don't actually expect you to take that long. And they
Yeah.
probably like the return of, they probably really like to see Camilla, not Camilla, Cecilia Arnborn returned long before then.
Hey guys, let's build a tree fort.
Look at me, I'm a pirate. I've got a paper hat.
I'm sure the DM won't punish us at all.
All right, okay, so
yeah, we're going.
all right, so you guys have got, I would say you've got enough meat to last you a week. By then, you couldn't continue to eat it probably anyway. Maybe Nudnik could. He could probably keep eating it for about 2 weeks.
I'll just purify it every once in a while. We'll be good.
There you go. All right, what do you guys want to do?
We're heading
Head
east.
east.
Yep.
All right, so you
Spear
continue
out, chin up.
on your way eastwards.
Dink, 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 dink.
Ding.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, 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 ding.
We're so fucking dead.
I know.
All right. Whoosh. And eastwards
Keep it going.
you travel.
It was a very short journey.
Mr.
From,
Lucius still alive.
we spent a whole day going 60 feet.
Well, here's the fun part with all of this.
Treacherous.
The wet.
God.
It's not that it's
Jeez.
so dangerous. It's just
So dark.
it is so overgrown that you really don't get to make that much. You don't really make that much.
Progress.
Progress is a good word. You don't really get to make that much progress in a day. A full day of traveling, you've probably made it, you guess, maybe 7 miles at best.
And this thing is supposedly fell like 100 miles away. Is that the what we?
It's a long way. Nobody really knew because it was hard to judge distance that far away. You knew a gnome with a telescope saw a speck go down below the veil.
Right.
So yeah, you've traveled through the dense and difficult forest, making very slow progress. The vines, the brushes, the tangled trees have hampered you at every turn. Traveling uphill would have been less tiring than this journey. But you're going downhill, but even though you are going down a slow descent, it's just a lot of hack, pull, prod. That damn vine just, burnt my neck. Oh, fucking flies. It's nothing but pain and arduous travel. There's nothing pleasant about going through these forests at all. Any delusion that you might have had that, it'd be nice to see forests, are very quickly being diminished. If this is forests, This sucks. Give me the city any day. Probably the only person that is even remotely at home would be Physic because of his weird curiosity for the place, and Nudnik because he grew up in this environment. So to him, it's probably not pleasant memories, but at least he remembers how to get by.
Yeah, I probably would smatter mud or something on my bare skin that wasn't, covered for the flies.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is getting damper as you're traveling further. You can start to feel like very faint under your feet. And periodically there are little small puddles of black water that you kind of notice.
When we were descending, we obviously had a spectacular view of the geography below, right? I mean, when we were below the veil. So, is there a direction that would possibly lead us out of the forest to other kinds of lands?
Well,
that
the
we could
problem
then
is
go
the
east on?
forest goes...
It just goes
Coming
in all
down,
directions.
it's an awful lot of forest. You're talking miles and miles and acres of forest, which you've got to go eastward to get there. To try to circumnavigate the forest would take you probably hundreds of miles out of your way.
Okay. So yeah, I'm just roughing it as we go.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty.
We're just gonna go.
Yep.
Do you guys have any kind of marching order? Is anybody leading the way, or are you all just ambling along, kicking your
think
heels and looking
I
at the dirt?
might be closer to the front as a rogue.
Yeah, I'd be up pretty far up because I'd be keeping an eye out for any warnings.
All right.
Same.
So yeah, position yourselves on the map so I can see kind of sort of where you guys are lining up.
I'd totally be behind Rush, pushing him along. As he starts to drag. Just like, oh, gnome.
Right.
Yeah, and I'd,
Well, you
I'd
got to
probably be in the
remember,
middle.
Rush is the most urban of all of you. His entire life has been city life, and this for the gnomes, this is an incredibly big world. All of a sudden,
Yeah.
like they look up and there's a tree trunk that goes 10 feet before there's any branches. Ginormous plants that they're seeing, mushrooms the size of dinner plates and stuff like that, which they've seen some of those before. But all in all, this is kind of probably very disconcerting for poor little Rush, because he has no clue what this environment is. He's never had any training or anything like that. Put him at a bench with a whole bunch of cogs and some oil and stuff like that, he's at home. Running around in the dark cities, he's fine. Down here, it's tough for the little guy.
So what's he doing?
Being pushed along by Nudnik, apparently.
Yeah, and I would be standing kind of in the middle, just looking back and forth. If we get flanked, I can get back there quick. If we get attacked from the front, I can head up there quickly.
All right. Okay. Kind of as you break through some of the trees, ahead of you appears to be a kind of a smallish clearing with a pool that's probably about 20, like a small pond about 20 feet by about 20 feet, covered in lily pads. There's some fairly large and multicolored frogs and toads on some of the lily pads that you can kind of see. The pool itself has kind of got a strange iridescent glow to it. Which is probably the reason why it stands out so much and why you can see these big frogs and toads. Each one is probably about probably a half a foot. The body of them are about half a foot. They're probably 6 to 8 inches long, not including their legs when they're outstretched. And they're pretty fat too. Some of them are bright pink, some of them are bright green, some of them are brown, some of them have got funny little dots on their back. Some of them have
Does
got...
the water look clear or gross?
Well, hard to tell from here. It all looks dark.
I'm gonna sneak
like
over
that.
here.
Can I inquire my semi-encyclopedic knowledge? I know a great deal about a certain number of things. Can I see if I know anything about this?
Okay. All right. So you want to practice your ichthyology, right? Which is basically the study of toads. Go right ahead and give me a knowledge nature check then. All right. Once again, physics study back at the College of Thaumaturgy. Those years and years poring over tomes and books of knowledge have served him well.
About frogs.
Frogs and toads. Yeah, hey, it's
You never
nature.
know. There's a whole
Okay.
there's a whole room just for frogs there.
There's a frog room, people. You recognize various different types of common toad and stuff like that. But the bright pink ones, the ones with the yellow spots, the ones with the little stripes, all of those are generally considered not good eating and probably poisonous, some of which are definitely hallucinogenic. It wouldn't be unheard of to pick up a pink toad and give it a lick. In fact, you might have even done it back at college. Some of the students back there probably used to lick toads for fun.
Azimir College.
Keep
What
a
a
few of those
place.
pink toads
As you.
on hand back in room 313.
And the glow of the water is coming from the frogs then?
No, the glowing of water is coming from the algae in the pool
Okay.
itself.
Okay. Bioluminescent algae.
Physic.
Yeah?
Do you plan on going for a swim?
No.
Well, then let's go. You
Exactly.
haven't made much distance yet.
Interesting creatures, though. I'm not gonna touch them.
Yeah, they're kind of cute looking, huh?
And as we're pushing past, I'm going to take a smaller jar, just a little vial. I'm just going to scoop up some of the water with the algae in it.
Okay.
Plans for this later.
Alrighty.
Nerd.
Sorry, I had a call.
It's your neighbors. We can still hear you, even though you moved rooms. You're still too loud.
Alright, we're good.
You sure?
All right.
Sorry.
Are you good?
Alright, we'll move along. Making my way around.
Make my way around.
Make my way downtown. Alright.
And why not? Alrighty, okay. You travel on past the pool. So you just took some of the water, right? Some of the liquid from the pool?
Yep.
Okay. Alright.
The
And
liquid
you
or the algae?
continue
Well,
eastward.
The liquid has the algae in it. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got some of the algae.
Okay, so I want to make sure.
So I could bring that out to be a nice glowing patch of whatever.
Yeah. I mean, it's not bright enough to really illuminate anything other than, like, really close.
Yeah.
But it's curious and interesting nonetheless. Alright, you have been traveling pretty much by now all day. I'm going to go ahead and put you guys on the map. You can reposition yourselves in your appropriate marching orders once you're on. There you go. Yeah, put yourselves back where you need to be.
Okay.
Boosh.
Or up in front.
Alright.
Next to my friend Fizek.
It's
Okay.
You can just call me Fitz. It's okay.
Alright, well,
I
you've
shall call you
continued
by your
on
proper
all
name.
day. It's now getting what you can feel. You're estimating the time. It's probably getting pretty late. Could it-
Fizek.
you know, the terrain itself has been nothing but hostile. I mean, could it get any worse? Why, yes. Apparently the forest is convinced to show you that it can. As you continue to descend into the forest, you know, going down at a very slow angle of descent, the vines and bushes are now accompanied by various different pools of muddy water. Now, because you're getting deeper and deeper into the depths of the forest, what was kind of soft forest terrain is now giving way to light marsh and swampland. The thickness of the trees have not lessened, but the terrain has become even more troublesome, as numerous times you're finding it harder and harder to find solid pieces of ground of which to step on. Most of you by now have either stepped into water up to your ankles, or in the gnome's case, up to their knees. So you're now not only feeling kind of fatigued through the long and arduous travel, but your feet are just drenched. And anybody that isn't a typically jolly type of person all the time anyway is probably getting a little case of the grumps. Finally, up ahead, you see, as you're beginning to wonder, is there ever anywhere we can really camp in this frigging hole? Are we going to be up another bloody tree tonight? There is actually what appears to be a raised mud bank, pointing right here, that might actually be in a clearing just large enough to support the tent.
Okay.
Gosh, try ground.
Okay, so we'll step our way there through the mud.
I'm gonna stand back here with Nudnik. I'm eyeing this bank kind of suspiciously.
Right?
Look at this.
I'm
What you
looking.
think? What you think?
Thinking, taking a look around. I'm taking a look around.
I approach Rush's side and kind of give him a little nod, like, I don't know.
All right, like, I mean, all these areas here that you can see, these kind of like, this is all water.
There's an awful lot of mushrooms around here.
So,
That's how they eat up above.
you know, you're really having a hard time finding anywhere dry.
So wait, where's the clearing?
Yeah, the mud bank was
Okay,
here, you
it's
said?
okay, yeah.
Right here.
So-
It's like fireworks. Everyone's
Okay.
like, the mud bank.
I'm having like traumatic flashbacks to the damn rock lobster, you guys.
Yeah.
I know.
What
Okay.
is this exactly?
Yeah, I'm kind of wary
That's
of
a
that.
tree.
It's kind of like, it
Mushroom
looks,
tree.
it's like large fungi that are like that have grown around the
Vanilla, yeah.
trunk of the tree.
Okay.
Those kind of huge, big, kind of saucer-like ones that come off in you know, overhanging lapses.
Can I tell from where I am if these are like just average safe fungi or dangerous
Well,
spore kind?
They're probably not going to suddenly grow fangs and try to eat you in the middle of the night. They're not vampire funguses. But
There are vampire funguses, Gordon.
Yeah,
you
but
have to
you-
understand our concern.
but you don't necessarily know whether or not they're safe to eat. But if you don't mess with them, they can't probably hurt you.
Okay. I would
wanna-
probably just... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna move ahead and say, just wait. Let me check for anything fishy. And then
Ah, good one,
Actually
Liam.
looks
Good one.
in
I'm
your
going
water.
to like search around on this bank for anything
Okay.
weird or traps or.
Right. Basically, give me a search check then if you're going to search it.
Search for them fish. Fish in the mud bank.
Best you can tell, it just seems to be a raised area of earth that's high enough up that it isn't sodden with moisture and water.
All right, I'm gonna step onto it then. Seems okay.
It's still a little bit squishy, but not in a moist, kind of wet sort of way. Just more of a spongy sort of feel to
It's
it.
kind of like I'm gonna bounce up and down. Trampoline. You know what
Moon
that
bounce.
is.
Oh, we used to have those in the circus. Okay, and Danny would take a step on top of it.
As Danny's wearing his armor again, right?
Yes,
Okay.
fully clad.
Just want to clarify. Not that there's any reason that should be relevant right now.
Of course not.
Just,
Of course not.
just checking. I mean,
Yeah.
seriously.
Don't trampolines break?
If they're poorly made and you get them from a really bad manufacturer, yes, but we would have ours triple tested when we would purchase them, so no accidents would happen. Why do you ask?
Do you think this is a bubble?
So Nundik perches on the rocks over here and just kind of like stoops, like kind of squats, I guess is the right word, just to
Right.
like look at the
There's a fairy
ground.
circle over here.
There is a mushroom ring. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ominous-looking toadstools and mushrooms in this area.
Yeah.
You start pitching the tent. If-
Don't
Yeah,
worry.
I'll
It's
start
probably
helping.
Not, it's probably not fairies.
Come on,
I wouldn't
Spook,
worry
you're
about that.
you're losing your opportunities here.
I'd more likely say that something died there, and that's why the mushrooms grow in that pattern.
Wait, something died here?
Oh, no, over in the fairy circle ring there.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, I always thought that meant something shit there, but okay.
It's kind of the same thing.
With everybody kind of piled up on this thing, you really don't have room to pitch the tent, Amelia. You need some space. Because everybody's all over your area.
Oh, but it's
All right.
dry.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm
Daddy,
gonna be all
help.
over her area.
What?
Sit up on a branch in the tree.
Yeah. What did you?
Hey!
Oh. Hey.
All right, so eventually Amelia gets the tent put up. I'll move it over a bit so it doesn't look like it's halfway up a tree. There you go.
So, who's got first watch? I ask apprehensively, half knowing the answer.
I can do that.
I think you did such a great job last time. How do you feel? Do you feel like you were properly rested last time, or did you think maybe, in fairness, if you wanted to sleep first?
I don't like being on the ground, but if we have a tent, I guess. So creature comforts will be good. Go to sleep.
All right. Let us know if you need anything. And Daniel was just
I'm sure I
walking
will.
the tent.
To the tent. Into
All
the
right.
tent.
Yeah, you can get in it. It's actually designed that you can get in it.
Awesome.
Yay.
All right,
There we go.
so we have Physic and Nudnik sitting on rocks outside. So are you two guys doing the watch again?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay up for the first bout this time. This place is giving me the willies.
Alrighty.
It's not your element. Plants everywhere.
Well, yeah, but plants also tend to, I don't know, be walking men who try to either kill you or at least inspect you in the
Yeah,
middle
I
of
think you would find that interesting. I always thought that little
You did caress
plant
my
men
cheek,
would
which was
get
very
your
nice
gnome
of him,
nips
but,
hard or something.
Gnome nips.
Okay. All right. So those of you doing guard duty, are you being? You guys are just sitting there. You want to chit chat? You're gonna be
Probably a little bit, yeah.
okay.
I think we would talk, but in a low voice, and otherwise there'd be long stretches of the silence where we just stare at.
All right.
the
Y'all can
world.
both give me a spot check then.
Ah,
It's spotting time.
all right, +2 if an animal, but otherwise 16.
It's a 28.
Nice,
Damn.
Physic. Mr. Eyeballs over here. All right. The good news is, Physic, you see it coming.
Oh,
The bad news is,
it's a bear.
fast as
all right,
hell.
basically, charging out from the swamp, out of the undergrowth, heading full bore, pardon the pun, you see what appears to be an absolutely massive boar. It's probably close to 10 to 12 feet long. It has multiple tusks, all kind of pointing out from its jawbone. It has spines all the way down its back, and it is charging at full speed. Crash, smash, splosh, splosh through the water, through the undergrowth, busting branches as it goes. People in the tent, you're like, huh? What the fuck is that? But by the time you do so, now, what do Physic and Nudnik wish to do when they
I have
suddenly
it? Do I
see
have
this thing coming? It's charging, so it's going flat out, and
Toward
it
the
is
tent?
moving through this stuff pretty much impressively, so it's not hampered by the movement like you guys would be.
I have snare. I took snare. I took
Oh.
snare.
I would honestly spring to get my bow and arrow notched, so that my reaction would just be like, "Oh shit, something's coming!"
I'd be
Okay.
getting ready to cast snare on him.
All right.
Trying
Okay,
to
so
tie him to a
basically,
tree.
Is it charging for the tent?
yes.
Not us.
No,
Okay.
it's going for the tent.
So
It's
I
going
would
for the huge, big construction that shouldn't be
I would,
here.
I would say, roll out of the way, roll.
Okay.
Clear the tent.
So basically, Nudnet, you basically are scrambling through your bow
And I'm saying, get out of the tent.
and jumping up and screaming, "Get out of the tent! Get out of the tent!" Okay, we're gonna have some fun with this one. So Physic,
great.
you're leaping up,
Yep.
and you're gonna prepare a
Cast
spell.
snare, yep.
All right,
Snare.
we're gonna. So your spell is gonna pretty much depend on the initiative.
Okay. Which is.
All right, so you need. Oh yeah, it's only a 7. Go for it. Can you beat a 7 on the initiative? Of course you can.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Nice.
All right, what's your snare?
It's basically an entangle, but it ties it to a tree.
Click it. You guys,
I did.
with your spells.
Yeah, it's there.
Oh, nice. Oh, it was being slow for me, my bad.
Functions
Alright.
as a magic trap. Snare can be made from any supple vine or rope or whatever.
Oh.
Here's the problem, though. The casting time's 3 rounds. There's no way you're getting this off in time.
Oh, is it 3 rounds?
Yeah.
Dang. I didn't see
Oh,
that.
It's
wow.
kind of a spell that you kind of set up ahead of time.
Yeah, it's a trap setting one in it.
Yeah, so
I
you're
have
basically
Entangle
like,
then,
oh,
'cause I
my
already
God,
used Entangle.
I need a snare. Oh, shit. Okay.
Well, I do have Entangle. I'd rather do that one.
Yeah, but you know what? You threw it out there, so learn. This is what
Yeah,
I'd say.
okay.
You know,
It's a magic
it
cast.
feels
You're not-
logical to me
yeah.
that Physic was contemplating. He was thinking
There
about
he
that
goes.
particular spell right now.
Invisibility cloak.
Okay, everybody in the tent, give me an initiative roll. Whoever
Okay.
wins the initiative gets out the tent first.
Oh,
Rush on a 14.
come on.
Come on.
Oh, Amelia with a 12. Rush is safe.
Might not go. Oh, for some reason, mine not
Improved
is not
initiative.
rolling at all.
Always rolled
So I'll
hard.
just roll a 20.
You got to target yourself.
Oh, is that way? Okay.
Yeah. And 13.
Oh,
Okay.
Amelia.
So Rush manages. So can you target? Are you able to target yourself, Rush?
Yeah.
Right. Throw yourself out the front of the tent.
Face
Right,
first
so
into the
Rush
mud.
is after hearing Nudnik
Yeah,
screaming, "Get out of the tent! Get out of the tent!" Rush scrambles first and bulldozes out as basically Amelia and Danian rise and begin to move. You guys see this thing smash head first.
Oh, I didn't beat it. I guess not.
It's not about who beats it. It's about
Oh, okay.
who won the initiative to get out of the.
Oh, I got you. Okay, I see.
So it smashes into the tent. So those of you out the tent see a massive canvas go flying up in the air. All right, now we have a 50-50 roll to make.
Daniel.
Is he in his armor or no? Does he strip down or?
No, I would have slept in it this time.
Okay.
From learning
Because
from
you were
last
on
time
the
since I wasn't
ground and you weren't. Okay. All right,
in the
that's fine.
tree. Exactly. I
All right.
had a bedroll, I had a tent,
50
so
or
I'd been a little more
under,
comfortable.
it's the back half of the tent where Danian was sleeping, and 50 or over, it's the front half of the tent where Amelia was sleeping that it tramples straight through. Sorry, Amelia.
Oh.
All right, so you
You
see this thing
Daniel.
smash into the tent area where Amelia was.
You're going to ruin her face.
More.
Maybe it'll fix my face.
It's like the Squidward thing with the door.
You're beautiful.
All right, Amelia, you feel this. You don't see it. Suddenly, the canopy just blasts against you. You're covered and engulfed in canvas as the canvas flies through the air, and something is like goring and digging into you as it does so. 16 points of damage.
Right there.
After that, you guys are kind of thrown asunder, Amelia, this thing, you feel hoofs stamping across you. By the time you guys are out and realize what's going on, there is this massive, monstrous beast just tossing the tent up in the air, ripping it to shreds with its huge, big tusks as it does so. Large lacerations appear in the side of it. It's definitely going to be in serious need of some repair. You're kind of thrown to you. Obviously, Amelia is kind of crushed and somewhat disorientated. Danyan is barely capable of seeing as suddenly the canopy is thrown from his eyesight as he looks and sees this huge, big mass of matted black and brown fur. Rush is kind of like come running out of the thing and is covered, probably was wading, like when he crawled out, probably had water up to his shoulder blades, and he's probably soaked from the front part, but he's managed to stand up and get out of it. So Nudnik and Physic see this huge thing, and you're almost powerless to do much about it. Right, what do you guys want to do as it gores and hurls the tent up into the air and begins to stamp and stampede in this area? You hear loud squeaking pig sounds, wee, wee, as it kind of stomps and crushes, really loud smashing sounds as it breaks and crushes pieces of the old tent. Some of the tent supports got broke as it was stomping around. So, based on that,
should we all roll initiative now?
I reckon a fresh round of initiative would be in order.
All right.
Okay. See if I can do better this time.
Hold on.
Dang it.
That was on 17.
All right, we got Rush up here with 20. Amelia, Amelia with a 22. Rush with a 22. Physic. We got Nud on a 17. Physic on a 6. And Danyan on a 5. And we'll go ahead and make a fresh roll for our beastie.
Poor Danyan on a 5.
And we'll put this thing in on a 9. All right.
All right.
Okay, folks. Boar time.
That's some good meat. I want that meat.
Oh yeah, talk about
Yeah, you
the
do.
protein.
Damn it.
Can't escape it, Jane.
All right. So Amelia, after this thing is stomped all over you, it makes sense that you could go first.
I scramble to my feet, and then I just stumble over here, just like trying to get my bearings, and then I just turn around to try to figure out where everything is.
Okay, so you kind of like pull yourself clear and under the tree. Rush. Yeah. What you up to, buddy?
I'm gonna take out my flintlock pistol, sort of do little twirls with it, flick the little magic symbol I have on the side, run a finger down it. I'm gonna take aim at it while I'm casting a spell.
Okay, so you're not firing the pistol, you're using it with your flashy... Okay.
Yeah. And I'm gonna cast Acid Arrow.
Alrighty.
Ooh.
Alright, okay. So basically, Rush Brinkley pulls out his pistol, flicks this little arcane symbol. Basically, Rush... It is an actual flintlock pistol, but he also uses it as his material component. It's like his component pouch, if it was. Alright, so you hold it up, point it with your right hand, circle around, cast your incantation, and cast a Melf's Acid Arrow. A magic arrow of acid spits from your pistol and speeds towards the target as if it was a ball from the musket. You have to make a ranged attack roll. If you do so, it does 2d4 points of damage for every 3 levels. So it would actually do...
Well, no, it's...
That's just with no... For every 3 levels, the acid, unless somehow neutralized. So... 2d4
it just
points
lasts
of,
longer.
It's 2d4 points of acid damage with no splash, but for every 3 caster levels, so... it will last for an extra round. So it'll actually do 2d4 this round and 2d4 next round.
Nice.
Cool.
If you hit it. With a ranged attack shot.
Hit it, Rush.
Rush.
Are you muted?
Yeah, you're muted. Speak.
You are muted.
Oh, so sorry. I meant, so that's my.
Gonna
be
make
with
a
my
ranged
dex.
attack. Yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, it's a solid hit.
Nice.
All right, so the ball of spitting acid, the arrow slams into the thing's left side, does 2d4 points of acid damage.
Yeah.
Well, you tried. You tried. Singeing some of the fur for 2, but you will automatically do another 2d4 next round. So don't forget, because I might. All right, Nudnik.
I am going to move over here off the rock
All right.
and get a shot off with my composite short bow.
All right, so you pull to the side, get your bow ready, pull it back. Twang.
Oh my god, are you fucking kidding me again? With this bow?
Almost. All right.
Or what did you do to my roll?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Did you suck? Have you totally and utterly sucked, like, more than anyone has ever sucked before? Is that
This
what
is
happened?
like the dart, man. This is like the dart. The fucking dart.
Oh, it's too easy, isn't it? It's just not even funny.
This bow, I must have not attached it correctly.
one.
You know, like I did the string wrong. It's because it's a low fumble too.
Did you double knot it?
All right. Okay. So this time you pull it back. As you're pulling it back, the whole thing goes. Whoosh! The arrow flies kind of up in the air, slaps you in the face. Your bow does de-string, but this time you kind of stumble backwards into the pool. And for the next round, you're going to go last on the initiative order. So we're going to just bump you down to the bottom.
Fucking.
Yeah.
So you literally hear Duddy go, "Fuck!" It's like all
right.
in your splash.
Okay. So, as the main attack of a boar is there, so we're gonna see who this thing decides because the boar is next. All right. So looking at where it is, basically, really, it's not able to see Daniel at this point. It's really not able to see Amelia at this point. So it's got a peripheral vision that could include one of 3 of our friends: Physic,
Really,
Rush,
I fell down.
or
You
Nudnik.
just see-
Yeah, you're probably the most obvious target. I would go for you if I was a boar. Alright, 1 or a 2 is Physic, 3 or a 4, it's Rush, 5 or a 6, Nudnik.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Sorry, everyone. Alright, the thing bulldozes full bore with a charge attack towards the teeny tiny little gnome. And it is... Oh, shit, with a charge. That's not nice. Afraid
Wow.
that's gonna hit.
Ugh, so
Wow.
Alrighty.
14.
You see this thing tear through the swampland and smash into poor little Rush. He goes flying up
Rush.
into the air. 18
my
points
God.
of damage.
Oh.
Like,
oh my
smash! Rush goes
We gotta destroy them.
up into the air, bulldozes through the air, and comes splashing down in the
Gnome
pool
hunting.
of water.
It's fucking gnome punting.
The gnome was officially
I get
punted.
to see Rush let the red hair flying into the air.
Flying through the air.
Smash!
I see that in slow motion.
Alright. No!
You okay, Rush?
No.
Is Rush conscious or is he unconscious?
He's conscious,
But
but he's
feeling
like,
pretty bad.
He hit me in my jewels. Somebody help.
So you're holding your nuts as he flies.
Alright, Physic. Seeing your fellow gnome punted at least a good 8 feet into the air before splashing down in a tepid pool of water. What do you want to do?
Don't
in
hurt the
response?
kid. I'm charging this thing. I'm gonna run up and place my hands on it if I can and cast Reduce Animal.
Okay, so you're going to try a range touch attack. Okay. Go ahead and spam your spell.
Where you go? Where you go? Reduce Animal. I need you. There it is.
All
that
right,
off.
there it is.
Oh, jeez.
Alrighty. So basically, if you're successful, you halve its hut. So that's the thing. So you need
touch
a
attack here.
range touch attack.
Oh, please succeed.
Is that just range attack bonus then? Or?
And just for fun, let me go ahead and tell you, its touch AC is only 9. It's
Okay.
not hard to
Okay,
hit.
okay.
Let's go.
We'll find a way
This
to
guy,
miss it.
Let's go.
Yes.
There you
Hey.
go. All right, so he runs over to it and slaps the thing on the side.
There you go.
All
Wes.
right.
That must look. That probably looks awesome watching him. And then
All
it
right,
just
so-
getting small.
For the next 5 hours,
He's a little
because
piggy.
this is a non-save, so it's now about the size of an average pig.
Yes.
Which means it's definitely more manageable for sure. All right, Danyan.
As it charged away from me, I would have been like charging behind it, and all of a sudden I just see it go into this little pig. So it kind of catches me off guard for a minute, but my momentum's already going forward, and I'm just so mad at it as I yell, "You ruined the best sleep I've had in days!" As I
All right.
And I will
Carve some bacon,
attack.
Danyan.
Yes.
Oh, not a bad. Okay, so 24. Unfortunately, the damage roll wasn't particularly great, but you know
Yeah,
what? It's a
not
solid
the
blow.
best. It's damage.
6 points of damage.
Yeah.
You've been the first person to inflict mischief upon this thing physically. All right, good job. Top of the tree, Amelia.
All right, I'm gonna run over there and like look at it, kind of like head cocked, and just take my net and go. Whoop.
You try to throw your net over it. Okay.
Yes. I'll go ahead and pull up. Yeah.
It's still gonna hurt if it hits us, guys. Like,
I don't know that though. It just looks like a small boar now.
All right, so
Well,
you're
It's a
throwing at
dire
22. All right, and so let's see if I remember right. It's DC 20 to escape a full round, then it's 5 points. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so yep, you've hurled the net over the thing. It's going to be quite a handful to hang on to.
I'm gonna try.
Alright, Rush. As you lay testicularly bruised and sodden in the water.
So on my hands and knees, I'm gonna kind of go, not the Brinkery
Right,
Jewels,
roll
and I'm gonna.
2d4 for the instant. You get 2d4 for the instant acid damage,
Oh yeah.
which it takes from the extent of the spell that you cast.
There we
that's
go.
a bit better.
Yeah,
Six, okay,
nice,
better.
nice,
Okay.
nice.
Better.
I'm gonna put one hand up on its side, and I'm gonna
Brinkery
cast
family
Shocking
jewels.
Grasp.
Alright, okay.
No.
So make a touch attack.
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to.
Squeak, squeak! I love this fight for all the wrong reasons.
that good.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, no
Nice,
problem.
nice.
All right, you lay hands on it for a 5d6.
Shocking. Sorry.
Nice roll.
23!
Wow.
All right, and there's no saving throw again for shocking grass. So,
I want some.
all right. Okay, now.
He's gone.
Yeah, you know, here's the funny thing, though. Those that are laughing inanely, There's 2 of you gnomes in the water.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Where this thing is.
Shit.
I played Divinity and I was like, no, not the electric water, no!
I may have just killed myself then.
Right. No, you're only going to take half of that.
It doesn't matter, Gore.
How many hit points you on?
8.
Yeah, see, that's fine. You won't be. If you take, you won't be dead. You'll just be seriously shocked unconscious. All right, so 23 points of electrical
Oh my
damage.
God.
Oh, Jesus.
Basically jolt through this thing. You guys, so our 2 gnomes, you're taking 12 apiece. As the electricity jolts through the creature, and those of you that are in the water, fortunately, Daniel and Amelia are up on the bank, and Nudnik is over on the rocks there. Ooh. So yeah, 12 points of damage.
God, I'd like leap back at that.
So yeah, you guys basically see Rush grab hold of the fur of the thing. You see electricity jolt down his arm into it, and then the water around him, the boar, and poor Physic suddenly like sparks, and you see waves of electricity go through it. It's there's flashes and sparks everywhere. The thing bucks and tries to get out of the net. It's going to make a attempt.
Do I get my turn at bottom of the order?
Yeah,
Or
hang
is
on.
it-
This is all still happening.
Okay.
In that. We haven't got to you yet.
Yeah, sorry. I just,
327. Okay.
What have you forgotten?
Holy shit. All right, and it's going to attempt to break out of. Nope, still tangled
Aha.
in the net. Hasn't got out. Okay, so yeah, unfortunately, Rush, 12 points of damage. Physic, 12 points of damage for you.
Yeah, I collapsed face first into the mud.
Yeah, it's like, and down he goes. All right. Now, Nudnik, you may react, sir.
Throwing my bow aside, I'm gonna spring to my feet, and I guess draw my weapons to enter the fight and move over there. I mean, I obviously can't. That's a whole move action stuff going on. So.
You won't hit. So,
But
if
I'm
you're not
I'm
using,
not
I mean, what are
happy.
you doing with the bow? You're not trying to fix the bow, right?
No, I'm just tossing it aside for a second
Okay.
in frustration.
All right. So yeah, you can go over there and make an attack.
Okay, just one
Come on, Nutty.
lowly attack.
Kills it.
If I fumble again, I swear to God. Okay.
That's good.
All right. Yep. 7 points of damage as you smash into the creature, delivering a mighty blow with your axe. All right, it is its turn. Once again, it's going to try to. It already tried to escape, so it failed. So it's actually still entangled. So, Physic, your hair is like this right now,
And my buddy's down.
and you've got a little gnome floating around in the pool.
Oh,
It's not good. It's not
He's
good
taking a
to
nap.
be face down in the pool.
Right?
Since I'm pretty good at forest walking, I'm gonna go ahead and run around and get to him, place hands on, and cast a Cure Moderate on him.
Okay, go for it.
So I find my Cure Moderate. This spell list is too long. I need to delete all of these
Spook
spells.
does not do well in swamps. That would be apparent, wouldn't it? All right, you're healed by the natural power for 13 points of damage, so you're back to conscious. All right, Danyan.
You have flanking.
Yes, you do have flanking, and it is
yeah,
in a it's tied up in a net.
Yeah.
The power of nets, people.
So does that add anything
power.
to...
Well, just roll you to hit, but it's going to be
Okay.
a lot easier for you to hit than normal.
Okay.
That'll do it for 11.
Okay.
All right, raising his sword high above the creature, driving and plunging the bastard sword straight down through the net into the heart of the rampant beast. It is slewn and killed and murdered and dead
Slain?
and not alive anymore.
Saloon.
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 I've never eaten this before.
Oh, That was an entertaining.
I'm gonna stand up and
fun
kick it.
battle.
Rush, are you okay?
Yeah.
What was that whole thing there you did with your hand and the electricity?
Stupid is what it was.
It was it was a faux pas.
It was not smart thinking.
No,
try to
it
do
wasn't.
that. Not
It was
again.
a reflex.
Have better reflexes next time, please.
Yeah, let's see you
Don't
get
kill
kicked in the
yourself.
ovaries.
Here, have one of these.
I don't think we deserve that.
Guys,
All
I had
right.
hold animal.
What?
I also had hold animal. I forgot I
reduce
checked that
animal.
one.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, it
well,
worked.
shortly after it's deceased, see, right now it is to answer Pacino's question, not for 5 hours. Because the spell doesn't necessarily specify the creature has to be living or not. So,
yeah, so the
I'm
food
gonna
would
look at
grow.
it again and kick it again. You broke our tent, you bastard.
Hey, don't worry. He came with a whole new tent attached to him. He'll get big here in a second. And then
yeah, if
he
you wait
came
5
with,
hours, it'll eventually wear off and it'll go.
and he came with
Question
some
is,
he
what
came with
happens
some
if
needles.
you eat it before
right.
5 hours? Does it suddenly expand in your stomach and kill you?
It's like just extend your stomach,
Just take one bite. Everybody
Talk
take
about
only one bite.
Talk about DM call. I bet that's nowhere in a manual.
Everybody take one bite. It'll last you a week.
What were you saying, Isaac?
Well,
Sorry, I can't call you by your real name. I can't do it.
you can't say physic.
No, it's hard.
Okay.
Wait, for real?
I keep saying Isaac on accident.
I know you do.
Is it physic or physic?
Physics.
I thought
Like
so.
physics.
I was like,
But I keep
is
saying
Jane just
physic.
inherently wrong here, or is she in the
So
know?
I think that's just going to be a thing that
It's like the proper way of saying it.
You
out
just
of
have a
respect.
speech impediment to go with your ugly mug.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I know you like to knit. He came with some needles here. I'm just gonna start pulling on the tusk, trying to rip it out.
Yeah, they're a little thick for sewing, to be honest. But hey,
It's only this small right now. It's gonna.
right now it's a fat pig size.
Yeah.
It'll be about 1,200 pounds in about 5 hours.
I'm gonna sit on one of these rocks. I'm still having difficulty breathing.
Nunnik is gonna sit next to you with his broken again bow, and you're just gonna hear him
Alright.
grumble and be like,
Okay, well you
damn
can see
thing.
the tatters of your shredded tent, like half up in the tree. Some of it's laying down. Some of it's laying down on the ground. It really is in a serious mess. So you're gonna have to
Well, if it hadn't been that bad, I could
There'd
have
have to be
fixed
some
it.
quality repair work goes on to make that tent viable again.
I could sew a little bit, but I don't know about an entire tent. I need to write down how my battle tactics went, so excuse me.
Right. The net
Good,
was
like,
good.
trump
Good
up.
net. Good use of
Use
the net.
nets against boars. It
That
works
went well.
good.
Water
Electricity
plus
in
electricity
water,
equals
not so hot.
Yes.
See if I can't
alright.
get some skin off of this thing while it's smaller and easier to handle.
Yeah, you want to skin it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would
Give me a
run up to
survival skill
Rush.
check.
I would run up to Rush and fall to my knees and just hold him in my arms and be like, "Oh, Rush. Oh, I thought you lost. Well, I thought you lost there for a second, buddy. You got to be more careful next time. Are you all right?"
You gotta be
Yeah,
careful doing that
I'm
with
pretty
Rush.
good, and I'm gonna pat his hand.
Oh, okay.
He could conceive that for the wrong intention.
Isn't Rush still on 8 health or?
Yes, he is.
Rush doesn't
He's
feel too
touched
hot
by
right
somebody
now. I mean, his normally spiky red hair is kind of still singed at the tip,
He's just gonna give Rush just I'm gonna rush just a big hug, just a big hug, and just, I'm so glad you're okay, because I don't think I've ever seen any one of my companions fall like that before. So, it scared me a lot. It scared me a lot. So I'm just glad you're okay.
All right,
Yeah,
buddy.
we wouldn't want to go without the pinky. Hard to grant.
Not to make light of this situation, but Nudnik was right?
Right about what?
First to go. Although by his own hand, I didn't see that coming.
I hope this bull doesn't have a family.
So, Gore, what am I rolling to skin him again?
Survival skill check.
Well, I have a pretty good survival.
Yeah, you know how to survive. There you go, 20. Alright. Yeah, you do a pretty decent, fair job of skinning the thing, so you now have a full-size boar skin. It would be usable. It's usable for you could make hide armor out of it if you want, or a very, very small gnome-sized tent.
Well, give it 5 hours.
See, the question is, now you've removed the skin from the actual boar, does it grow in 5 hours?
We'll see.
That's the question. The question with it is, what really constitutes the animal?
Right.
Let's dig deeper and find out. I'm going to start now.
Well, see, this is exactly what you could do, isn't it, with your scientific experiment? Dissect every part of it, lay them all out, and see which part gets bigger.
Yeah, what parts of this are actually the animal? I mean, we're going to be here for a while camping anyway. I mean, not with a tent anymore, I guess. But could probably, I don't know, come up with something. There's sticks around here, right?
It wasn't so terrible after that experience.
Alright, so yeah, so Physic has skinned the thing. There's a huge slab of meat just like floating here in the pool of in the water. You know, the
I wouldn't
pool.
skin it in the water.
Well, no, I know, but it's like if you pull it up and out of the bank,
yeah,
it's like laying there. There's like a huge, big raw lump of meat still covered in bits of dirt, moss, water, stuff like that. But there's a lot of probably edible meat there if you think dire food is nice.
Small dire food. You have to pay a lot for that. It's like the veal of the dire world.
Right.
How long into the watch was it when this thing decided to attack us?
Oh, well, let's see, shall we?
Because
about an hour in.
Oh.
So we need to go to sleep again.
Yeah.
Alright, good night. I'm gonna climb a tree because I did not like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get in this tree.
Sod the tent.
Yeah.
Amy, are you feeling all right?
No, not really.
You got hit pretty hard there.
Yeah, I feel about half dead.
Like half dead.
Do you want me to kind of patch you up there a little bit?
That would be.
I heard pat you up, not patch you up.
Pat you up?
But that's actually what it is because it's lay on hands.
Okay, assume the position.
Well, I would use.
Thank you, sir, ma'am.
She got hit pretty hard, so I'd probably use Cure Light Wounds.
Okay.
My first level.
I think we should heal everybody.
Yeah, that's a good point. Who's still hurt?
Alright, Danyan.
Rush.
Yay. So 4 points healed.
Thanks, Daniel.
Thanks, I guess.
Best heal ever, Danyan.
And
Hey,
then
it's better than none at all.
and then seeing as she got pretty trampled by that boar, I'd probably kind of just put my hands on both of her shoulders and lay on hands as well for 5 points.
I look really uncomfortable as you're
so
touching.
5
me.
points,
I'm
so you're
staring
healed 9
at
total.
you like intently as I do it. I'm like focusing as I do it.
Beads of sweat falling down his head.
I'm like, as I transfer my healing power from me to you.
Alright, so yeah, you're healed 9 points then.
Okay.
All right. Any more healing wants to be done
Nago.
at the
Yes,
end of this little encounter, or
I'm dropping another cure light on Rush here.
Rush gets another 10 back
How you feeling, Rush? You feeling
due
good?
to the power of the
I'm
nature?
much better. 19 out of 26, so yeah.
Yeah, way better. Just a little sore. A little
Power of the
bruised.
nature. Pat.
Well, go sleep, guys. I'll complete my watch.
Alright, I'm gonna climb this tree.
All right.
Much
Yeah,
safer, guys.
People, not so much about the tent now, are we, folks?
I'm gonna settle in the crook of these rocks here.
Okay.
So another fucking boar charge me while I'm here. You're gonna get a face full of rocks.
Hey,
So this is not to
Nick,
be.
really
Go ahead.
quick. We have like a giant dead boar now sitting in the middle of what was our camp.
We will have a few more
And,
hours.
The problem with that is that's a lot of food for something that might be interested, with a nose for that kind of thing.
Let it have it.
Yeah, well, we're right here with it.
So you don't want me to creepily stand on these rocks that you're laying under with my orc ass in your face?
My eyes are
Sorry.
closed. You can put your orc ass wherever you want it.
Well, what I'm saying is it'd probably be good if we got this thing moved away from us, as
Okay.
to not become food.
So with that, I'm gonna walk over and hoist it over my shoulder, the bloody
Which
meat,
you can probably do right now.
and I'm just gonna walk like over here and just dump it.
Like on ground or in the water. or-
I don't fucking care. I'm just gonna like toss it. So it'll probably just be like
All right. Alrighty.
walk back, and I guess I'm gonna stand over here to stand
Okay.
guard. So I don't want to. It's weird being like over the gnomes because what if I fall on them? You know,
Jesus.
you see a Shrek
The
ass.
things he worries about.
I just imagine like Nudnik is standing there normally, and then Physic like walks up the rocks, like hands on hips, just like, "Hey, buddy!" It's just like up the rocks to his level.
All right. So where's Danyan sleeping, or what's he doing?
I would probably just kind of back up against this tree here and just kind of put my buckler behind me and just kind of hunker down.
Comfy.
Very.
All right.
That's
So
a pillow.
basically, is Physic staying awake, or is he going to sleep now?
Yeah, at this point, it's still staying awake.
Okay.
not
So
trust-
Physic and Nudnik still doing their
Nudnike.
watch. Okay.
Nudnicky.
Nudnicky, right?
Elmer Nud.
Okay. Well, you guys watch for the rest of your watch, and nothing bad happens. Who is on second watch? Is there such a thing? Is there a second watch?
There ought to be.
I probably would have asked for second watch again before I went to sleep.
All right.
That's what we did last
I'm
time.
gonna climb this tree and
You know?
chain myself to it and go to sleep.
All
I'll
right.
go in the one
When-
next door.
Okay.
Fucking pig
position up
squilling
here.
noise got me all paranoid as shit.
Yeah, I heard that. Isn't it funny how there's wolves howling and pigs squealing in this soundtrack, and you've been attacked by wolves and pigs? What are the odds?
Methinks it was planned.
It was a cunning plan. All right. Yep. So you guys have an awkward and paranoid night, but you get through it to the early wee hours of the morning once again after a... It's one of these things that's starting to happen. You guys, even though you rest, you kind of sort of rest, but it's like a bare minimum. It's like, oh, you still wake up and your back's
like
crack
every
and
morning.
you feel sore. You know, it's enough to constitute a rest, but barely. There's definitely no good rest going on here. No one's well rested. But nonetheless, you managed to get through yet another night, your second night here in this nasty, hostile, unpleasant place. What do you guys want to do?
Wolf to go around.
Eat the wolf, and I'm gonna basically say, "Are you gonna check on the boar? You want to see if it would grow?"
Yeah, I've got to, for the sake of my journal. Just gonna. Oh,
well,
man.
it did indeed.
Oh, that
The
is
boar
gnarly.
itself did indeed reconstitute to normal size, but the pelt did not.
Oh, excellent. I have a very rare item right now. I have a small dire boar pelt.
A
Fully
neutralized
mature,
dire
but
wolf
small.
thingy.
I think
That's
we
fine.
should walk and eat. He didn't make much distance yesterday.
Nope,
Yeah.
it's hard to. I mean, but honestly, Nudnik, it's kind of what you used to. You don't make it's not traveling. You don't make good terrain. You know, in this terrain, you don't make good distance. It's just not very conducive to
Just
traveling.
1 parsec, right?
If you can make 10 miles in a day, you did a good job.
Okay.
We'll head east.
All right, so eastwards you continue. Of course, Nudnik, you're in a part of the forest that you have not been in before either. So,
All right.
all right, let's continue on the next day, shall we? And we'll go ahead and position you guys right here, and you guys can re-maneuver yourselves. You can see where all the water pools are and stuff like that. So, yep. Much of the same. Unfortunately, it is boggy, wet, and unpleasant. There are little paths that you can kind of find your way around if you're careful without stepping into too much water. But for the most part, it is much of the same. Unpleasant and nasty terrain.
All right, Emmy, lead the way here.
Nudnik, where are your orcs located? Where did you guys live?
Well, you found me on the north and west side of the mountain.
All right, suddenly,
Never lucky.
I hate this place.
basically, you guys, as you're walking forward, suddenly the vines leap up, wrap around Amelia, like grabbing her around the waist like some twisted python, and the small, spindly ones wrap around her throat and begin to constrict.
Okay.
Holy shit, I saw the Evil Dead. I know what's going on here.
Help!
Yeah, no, I'm immediately
And
with you.
that is where we will end it for
Oh.
this evening. I
What's
thank
that
you
card
so
name?
much for stepping on that for me to cover that to get to my cliffhanger. So
It was an
works.
accident. I was zoomed
Tis
out and I
but a
just took the
mistake.
place.
Well met. I'm Gorbad, the Dungeon Master here on How We Roll, as well as the author of thedmsblog.com, where you can find lots of fun and interesting articles for both Dungeon Masters and players alike. If you'd like to keep up with the show, follow us on Twitter at How We Roll. Check out our website, www.howweroll.com, and for our past campaigns and for some fun bonus content, follow us on YouTube at, you've guessed it, How We Roll. We hope to see you all again real soon. Cheers, guys.
Hello. Must have missed you there. I'm Satchmo. Here on How We Roll, I play Physic, the not-so-happy little gnome druid. He's so angry, you know. Anyways, if you'd like to follow me elsewhere, I'm Satchmo just about everywhere. So if you want to follow me on Twitch or Twitter, Satchmo's the key to that. Well, it looks like we're about out of time here today, so from all of us here at the studio, Cuthbert bless, and a happy penny.
Hey guys, Shaggot here, and I played Nudnik the Mod, Half-Orc Ranger for How We Roll. You can follow me on Twitter at eneb_convos, where I occasionally tweet things.
And that's how air works. What a good story. And I also hope you enjoyed today's story on How We Roll. I'm Jane and I played Amelia Page, the human rogue. If you want to follow me on social media, I do have a Twitter and it is Jane on Twitch with a 0, not an O. That's all I have to say, so peace suckers, bye!
What's up, you guys? I am the Snuggler, and of course, I play on How We Roll Dead Yet Norbig Tid the Fifth,
the ex-circus man turned paladin trying to bring happiness and wellness back to the Calman folk. If you want to follow me on Twitter, not quite sure why you would, but if you did, you can find me at MattySweetTweet. And that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Until next time.
Hey guys, I am the Dragon Spooker, and for you and how we rolled this time, I'm playing Rush Brinkery, the Nomian engineering sorcerer. If you don't get enough with me on the show, then you can follow me on Twitter at Dragon Spooker. You can also check out my channel, which I should be streaming more in here in the future with my new rig this year, at twitch.tv/thedragonspooker. I'll see you next episode.